We'll start off giving blessings, honor, glory, and power be to him that sits upon the throne and to the Lamb, Yahushai Hamashiach. Back at you again. Dane, Calloway, the Coon. Yeah, we talking about the deceptions that's being implemented on the children of Israel. Because we all over here in the United Snakes is Israel. You feel me? We're all Israel over here, whether we realize it, accept it, or not. So, with that being said, it's important. It's very important to pay attention to the wiles of the devil, to the tactics of the oppressors, of the adversaries. One of the things that we all can agree on is that the so-called white man has taught you to hate yourself, taught you to think that you was ugly, told you that your hair ain't straight enough, told you that your lips was too big. You feel me? That right there is an enemy known tactic. Taught you how to be a coon. Known tactic. Hold on. Pause for a second. Let me get something correct here. Let me get something straightened out real quick, man. Correct. I gotta get something straightened out. Hold on. One second. I'm having a phone call coming in real quick. Let me. All right, now let me see what's going on, man. I'm trying to get this stuff straightened out. Just got hit with a phone call. But all right, now we back. I'm about to drop that link. All right. On the track, what's going on there? Ayala, what's happening, brother? I see you out there. I dropped that link. Feel free to hit that link. But yeah, these are the tactics of the enemy. They have taught you to hate yourself. Correct? Correct. He taught you to hate yourself. He taught you to look at yourself and be desperate to try to identify yourself as anything but what you really are. That's the reason behind him telling you that you are just a black man, or telling you that you are an African American. But what was I when you first met me? What was you guys coming after? Release this beat today. Who was you guys talking to that was in the African continent, that was pointing you into a direction of some specific individuals? And who was those individuals? What did those people of that land call them? that was helping you, quote unquote,
Release this beat today.
sell Africans to white people? What Africans were helping you do that? And what did those Africans call us? What did they call us? And what did those Africans in particular call themselves?
Today.
That you were communicating with other Africans to track down and round up. Wouldn't that be something that you would, bring into your whole detail and your story of glory on how you make movies
Release this beat today.
and show how you done had the so-called black man totally dominated while y'all was over there so masculinely raping our women and tossing them back to us, talk about completely worn out, as if you guys just it's known to be packing it like that. Y'all know it's completely contrary. So for real though. So what is really going on? And what is the reason to all these lies? And why the heck do we got a dude called Dane Calloway sitting around here trying to completely reinvent the wheel and try to let you believe that lie that Granny taught you was a golden nugget to tell you and lead you into the everlasting and most important information about you being a what? A Native American. That you is the actual Native Americans over here. I said, if that's the case, then why wasn't none of these people over here smelting iron? Why wasn't none of these people digging up iron ore, smelting it? Why wasn't these people working with copper and steel like we are known to do? Why weren't these people having where's their gold smelting towers like you can find in South Africa? What? Yeah, I said it. I said, where is their gold smelting towers that you can find in South Africa? Where is the instruments and utensils made out of some type of metal? Where is the weaponry? Why wasn't these people out here with swords? What are you talking about? We are the Native Americans. These people that was over here, these are the Gentiles that is speaking of in the scriptures. I believe that it was Genesis 10. We talked about these Gentiles that scattered into the islands, or you look at that word, it means the far extremities in far habitable lands, remote locations. That's why all these people, whether you see them in Australia or whether you can find them running around in the woods of Hawaii and everywhere in between, they all look the same when it comes down to those Aborigines. And then you're going to get Dane Calloway to come.
That's right. That's right.
That's why they all look the same. They came from the book of Genesis when Genesis told you how they ended up over there. And if you want to sit around here and study outside of the Bible to try to draw your conclusions, shame on you. And shame on you for believing that stuff. Because he's playing on your self-hate. You are only responding to your self-hate. When it says in the scripture that Israel, in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, I think that's verse 36 or verse 38, it says that you're going to become a reproach and a byword among all these nations, among all nations. Well, guess what, black man? Guess what, so-called Negro? You part of that. Yeah, self-hate is in the scriptures. The so-called black man is such a reproach that he is running from being himself.
Hey, what's that scripture? Self-hate?
Deuteronomy 28. Let me get my sword out. Because you know the scripture says, if any man speak, let him speak according to the oracles of the most high power. And that's what I do. I don't have to walk you through every scripture for every paragraph I say to you. But everything I'm saying is biblical. Everything. And you'd be like, well, where is it founded? And then I can get you that scripture. We still speaking according to the oracles of the most high power. But we got to cover this stuff in a conversation because so-called black man needs to have these conversations, these forbidden topics.
Yeah. Where are these so-called African Americans, the so-called Negroes, where they getting all this straight hair from? That ain't natural for us to have straight hair. These folks got us messed up.
That's right. And then you get the brothers that get a little bit of relaxing to their hair. You know what I'm saying? And then Granny, because she hated herself even more than we hate ourselves today. The generation from that area, that right there was some real self-hate.
Yeah.
He said, "Where's my wrench? I don't even know anything about wrenches. I don't know what a wrench means, and I don't know how people do the wrenches, and I don't know what the wrench is for. I never understood the wrench." So maybe one day somebody can fill me in on the wrench and how we go through that.
Word on that. If peace, if we everybody,
Peace, Terry, though.
If we the so-called Native Americans, right? Then you mean to tell me that
it's 37?
I don't see no Native Americans embracing African Americans like that.
Native Americans, see, this is the thing. We are the only ones that is destroyed for lack of knowledge. Other people, they get destroyed for all kinds of other things. You get what I'm saying? The so-called Native American, he's destroyed because he never had anything going in the first place. All right? He was over here rubbing sticks, running around with animal skins. That's just the facts. He ain't had nothing going. Everything that's going on with him is still an upgrade. We are the only people on planet Earth that has been prophesied in the scripture that we ain't gonna know diddly squat, and that's gonna be literally the main underlining factor to your condition that you complain about. You feel me? So when you go to Deuteronomy 28 and 37, it literally says, "And you shall become an astonishment, proverb, and a byword among all nations." You know what I'm saying? And then he says at 20, "The Most High shall send upon you cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that you set your hand unto. For to do until you be destroyed, until you perish quickly, because of the wickedness of your doings, whereby you has forsaken me." You know what I'm saying? And we are literally a proverb, a byword, and an astonishment amongst all nations. And everything that we put our hands into, it fails, because all other nations know not to mess with us. And it goes down to we always are not even trying to mess with even ourselves. That's why we constantly got people constantly over here saying we need to start keeping the money within the black community. Well, you're cursing in a vexation. You already know that about yourself. You look at your other people and you don't want to build in that same neighborhood because you know it's a bad investment. Just keep it real. You may love your people, right? But at the end of the day, you ain't done. You know what they do. You know the only people
How about
home
this?
that they,
How
the only
about
people home that.
can you?
Oh, what's happening, brother, man? Peace, man. Peace. Shalom, man.
Oh no, what a battle axe! I was just gonna chime in just real quick, just because what you're talking about. I like everything you're talking about. It's just that I feel like society has transitioned. We've lost our way because I mean, if we can get back to the ways we were in like the 50s and the 60s, there was a lot of communal, a lot of interaction. How they said back in the day, like my parents, they said that other parents would whoop their kids because they would see them doing wrong. We don't have that kind of trust and that kind of, strength of community no more. And I feel like if we're able back there, of course, we can definitely keep the money all definitely within our community because we saw Black Wall Street. We saw Auburn Hills. We saw Rosewood. These prominent cities that, these people did destroy. So that's just my only thing. Like, we have a lot of I just say a lot of influence and a lot of things that are in today's situation that causes this division. But if we can get away from this atmosphere and maybe all this situation, well, there's no doubt that I don't believe that we'll come together because we share the same common experience, Anybody there?
Yeah, peace, man. Keep it coming. What else you got to say?
I guess just besides, I guess as a people, we're like you said in the Bible, we are a little bit lost, but I mean, it's just gonna have to take a little bit of time. And I would think that we need a little bit of separation. We have to separate people in order to start to truly love ourselves. Because when we keep doing all this including stuff, including other people, we dilute and we keep our movement by ourselves. And so I feel like when we keep ourselves and our community strong and like everybody else, that's how we're able to build. That's how we're able to keep money and keep things going within our community instead of always trying to sell out. So no, Battle Axe, you were going on the right direction. Trust me. I want to say that there's ways I feel like we can come back, but it's the way this whole system is set up. They want to destroy us. They want to destroy us from the inside out. That's why we got all these coons and everything, and all this sellout shit. So, no, I feel you guys.
Check this out, man. I say, if we do what Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1 say, we're gonna run over anybody to get in the way. When I say we, the Most High said that He gonna put us high above all nations of the earth. But some not going they want to be high above the nation or appear to be. They act like they want to be high above the nation, but then they don't want to meet the requirements. You got to meet the requirements. And one of the requirements is not being a Native American. That's not no requirement. With no straight hair. We don't got straight hair as a people.
All right, I got a question. Real quick. I'm gonna throw my camera on real quick, and I want you to tell me what my cousin is in. Cause they say we don't have straight hair.
No, I said naturally. Naturally. I'm not talking about after we've been mixing. I said naturally. No, organically, our hair was not. Organically and naturally, originally, our hair was not straight until we start mixing with certain people who had straight hair. We don't organically have straight hair, man. Now, of course, when you mix, of course, you can get that straight hair, that texture of straight hair, and that wavy black curly hair. Yeah, you get that then. But as a whole, but organically and naturally, our hair is woolly, man.
Right. And then you know that there are several Native American African tribes like Washington, the Black Creek, the Seminoles. You know that we have a few of them, right? I am Ten Commandments. I was gonna say, you know that there are several Black or African Native American tribes that have been recognized in the honor today, right?
I'm back. My bad, you guys. I apologize for what just happened. It's just
No, you did.
it was something about my wife's issues and stuff. At the end of the day, it was an important phone call, but we good. What did I miss?
Okay.
No, I was saying to is that Trans Smoke? I was saying to Trans Smoke that our hair organically and naturally and originally was not straight. Only reason why some of us have straight hair now or straight black wavy curly hair now with big curls and curly is because of a mixing with other people who do have straight hair. I said organically and naturally and originally our hair was woolly, kinky, and curly.
Right.
AKA nappy, as some people want to call it. And it's a
Right.
beautiful thing to have nappy, woolly, kinky, curly, woolly hair. It's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. It's actually
Israelite but it
actually survival.
But an Israelite is by the seed of the father. So I mean, maybe you might get some traits from your mother, but still Israelite.
Well, if you really look at it, good hair, what considered good hair, whatever they call it, is the hair that is acclimated to that climate. All right, the so-called black man's hair is appropriate for his original environment. Okay, if you are in a hot area, you need your hair to sit off of from your face. It keeps you cooler. You get what I'm saying? That's why our hair doesn't hang down into our ears and to our face. White folks they like the cold cave areas. So their hair can cover their ears. All right? Hang down on their face. Keep that head and that face a little bit more warmer so he can think better in that cold. With the so-called black man, our hair is like a sponge. So when the wind blows through it, it actually cools down your hair. It acts as like an evaporative cooling mechanism. You ever seen a swamp cooler?
Go in, man.
I never thought about it.
A swamp cooler.
I never thought about it like that.
It's the same thing. You need that texture. You need that grid to be able to trap pockets of water where air can blow through to cool off the surface. That's
True,
your
but
hair.
But the Israelites, so some traits from their other parents, so they still Israelites though by the seed of the father.
Yeah, that's not what we're saying. That's not the point we're making. We're saying that originally, both your parents, both our ancestors, our mother, the male and the female, and our ancestors, original ancestors, right? I'm saying going back to the core. Hold on, let me just make this statement. Trash, I'm not let you have it. Trash smoke. I'm saying like organically, naturally, going back to Abraham and Sarah, going back to Isaac and his wife, and to Jacob and his wife, or Israel and his wife, right? Those people had, I would say those people had the more original, like woolly hair, kinky, curly, nappy, knotty hair. Bottom line,
Right.
And so through the time of being over here in America, right, and dealing with other straight-haired people, right, then mixing with them, then we got that combination of woolly or straight and thick curly hair, and sometimes almost all the way straight in some cases. But normally, we don't produce that naturally with our original parents.
I don't care.
Come on, man.
I can't care because guess what? The scriptures to your father. So hey, man, it doesn't matter what the mother is. It only matters what the father is. I'm only holding to numbers.
Man,
Hold on,
what
let's
was
clear
it?
the air up with that. Let's clear the air up with that. That's a camp doctrine. That's not the truth.
Let's
That's
read
just a
Numbers
camp,
1. Let's read
that's just
Numbers
a camp
1.
doctrine. Hold on,
Let's read Numbers 1.
Hold on, before we go to Numbers, we got to remember that the Israelites over there, they didn't have a registry. So it was talking about their pedigree. That's it. But and this was only to keep track of land. That's because that's what they're about to start doing. That's why Manasseh, or what was it, Naphtali, Manasseh, and the half tribe of it was the other half. Forgot what the other half tribe was. But they received land on one side of the Jordan. That's it. It was just to break up the heads of the home because they were about to go into the military. It had nothing to do with them when it says everybody, is called by the house of their fathers. It's because they were setting up literally a platoon. But check this out. There's already Israelites in the scriptures that had heathen fathers, and they had
Con.
and they had heathen fathers, but their
That's right.
children were still considered Israel.
Okay.
Facts.
All right, look.
That's why
Even
I
if
say I'm like it's just a camp doctrine. Like
that's cool.
it's cool when you're out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? When you're preaching it out in the streets. But even they know that there's a street way of ministering, and then there's a class way of learning. They don't teach that same stuff because they do know. They're like, damn, that's not the case.
Okay, so no problem. Even if we deal with both sides of the parents, our ancestors didn't have no straight hair. I'm talking about originally. Now some of us do, because I'm saying through the mixing with people who have straight hair. But you don't, man. Come on, think about it, man. Rebecca and Abraham didn't have no straight hair, man.
They couldn't. Nobody over there couldn't have had straight hair because the climate.
Here's the, you're
The
preaching
climate.
you're preaching a dead horse. You're preaching a dead horse, though. This is America. This is 2021. Like, we see what the hell is promoted. Light skin, mixed baby, straight little baby, and everything like that. That is what the fuck is this? Time for black dad and having babies looking like Tom. So you better get with the goddamn times. It doesn't matter about the feet. It's about where the fuck the seed came from. If you came from a black man, you good. It doesn't matter your mom. That's the fucking society we're in.
Well, that's not even the case, because think about a kid that is born with a white dad, and the dad, one night stand. She don't even know the white dad. This kid is still most likely going to be treated like a Negro.
All right.
It's still going to be faced with the same stuff, especially if it lives amongst them. It's going to be faced with the same problems.
That's interesting. That's
true.
You know what? This is a good point. That's some good stuff y'all talking about right now, man.
That's because if you remember, Andre Ward is from California. Andre Ward has a white dad, and his mom is black, but his mom was a crack addict, and he doesn't talk to mom no more.
Right, but that could have happened in the case with a rich white man, a rich white woman, also in a poor black man.
It happens a lot.
It's only that's only a system of circumstance. You see, like that is called a system. I mean, that is just called an instance of a circumstance. That was only that one instance, that one circumstance. But it's circumstantial. That's the main thing. It's circumstantial.
Okay, now watch this transmote. I mean, but man, look, the people over here as a whole, if I'm not mistaken, they had straight hair. The original people over here, or the people that was here first. The people that was here first. Come on.
Because these were people that was over here in Genesis 10.
You got woolly hair, man. You got woolly hair, man.
Your hair texture lets you know from where you actually was, situated at for the longest.
Look, hey, that's true. And check this out, man. What does all the foreigners do? A lot of times when they first see you, they look at your hair, see what your hair is about first, and then they try to use that as a measuring stick. It's not always 100% accurate as a measuring stick of who you are and where you come from, man.
Con.
All right, so what do you guys consider Ronda Rousey?
I don't
You
even know
know
who
her
that is.
grandfather is black. You know her Ronda UFC MMA shit. You know her grandfather's white, but then married. I mean, her grandfather is black, married a white woman, and then just got white. Well, no, she would be the last of the one. She's third generation, so she would be last considered Israelite. Then now her kids are finished. Her kids are white. But what do you do when her grandfather is black? Do they still get the black card? They identify niggas?
You're only identified by the curses as Israel. If you
Wow.
are in a fucked up position, if you are in need of something better, you're Israel, and God will save you because it's only appropriate to save you out of a fucked up condition. But if you're doing fine and everything, did you know that all God's gonna give you is what like a rich white man has? That's what you got coming. You're not gonna be flying around. You're not gonna be able to just float breathe underwater. You're not gonna have flying apparatuses or swimming apparatuses. You're going to literally just have what you don't got, what everybody else does. Be ready for that. I know it's going to disappoint a lot of people because a lot of people think they're going to be floating and stuff. No, you're not. My bad. Ain't happening. Gotta bust that bubble. All right?
Okay, better man. Can you just deal with this again at the root? Who was here in America first, man? Was it the so-called Negroes or was somebody else?
It was just simply the Japhetic people mixing with some Moabite people. The scriptures tells you, man. 10 of Genesis,
Yeah,
chapter 2. It says the sons of Japheth,
it says
Gomer, Magog, and Medea, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tyrus. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Raphat, and Togarmah. Now watch this. And the sons of Javan, Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families, in their nations. These ain't nothing but just Japhetic Gentiles.
Now see that. Now how come this man, right? Battle Axe, who say he didn't even go to the college, right? He's given a more. To me, he's given substance on who was here in America first. But don't nobody, all these educated people with all these scholars and PhDs, don't act like they don't even know who was here on this continent first. The
Right.
USA. It was not kinky, curly, woolly head black folks. According to
Japhetic
this,
people were
according to this
black.
text, according to this
Japhetic
text.
people were black. You're fucking stupid. Japhetic people were black.
Huh?
The Japhetic people were black. You heard me? You heard me? You heard me?
They were what?
What color was Noah? What color was Noah?
Hey, listen. Apparently they weren't.
What color was Noah?
All I
What
got,
color was
listen,
Noah?
brother, listen. What
Bro,
color was Jacob? Hold
hey.
on. What color was Jacob? What color
I'm
was
asking
Isaac?
Noah. I'm
What color
asking
was
what color
Isaac?
was the daddy.
I know.
I'm
I'm
asking
saying,
what
what
color
color
was
was
the daddy.
Isaac? I know, but this is a better scenario. What color was Isaac?
I don't know.
Isaac is
I know
supposed to be
Noah.
black. Isaac's supposed to be black.
Okay, you can be brown with
so
straight
what?
hair.
Okay.
Hold on.
So now, what color was his son?
I don't.
What color was
My
Isaac's
question,
firstborn son?
why are you battle act? My question was, what
Think
color
about
was
though.
Noah?
If Isaac was so
Wait,
called
hold
black,
on.
what color was?
Wait,
Because Isaac wasn't ever called
how
red.
did you
You know that, right?
Hold on. Now I got you, battle act, because now here's the thing: how do you get an all black race, which we consider Ham, from Noah if the father is black?
Listen, because I'm trying to show
Hold
you.
on,
Because in the scriptures, the scriptures will
Just
explain.
rock with me. I'm trying to be like Michael Jackson. Rock with your boy.
I'm
Come on.
rocking
So
with you. I'm rocking with you. I got to give you the answer.
if Ham is the
Okay, I'll
progenitor
give
of
you the
dark
answer.
races, what?
I'll give you the answer because they're Hams.
If Ham is the progenitor of dark races, what would his father be?
What's his name? Sons. um
Ham's
Noah
sons were
Noah's
like,
sons Noah's sons had
yeah, yeah.
had three different characteristics. Had to have.
I'm asking, what color were they?
They had to have, no, I'm not
Because
talking
the
about they
Shem,
looked different. I'm talking about no, they not like the way brothers do. They
Shem
they
was,
look
if
familiar, but then
Shem
they
was,
look different. I'm not talking like that. I'm saying they had to have looked different. That's
okay,
the only thing I
okay.
can
I
explain.
thought you meant, okay. 'Cause I've heard certain
Because
people say like Japhet.
because we see that it happened again in the scriptures. Again, it happened. When the Most High is
Okay, no,
creating
no, no.
nations, check it out. When the Most High is creating nations for a specific purpose, he does do miracles. And we see that in Genesis 25 and 25. The same chapter, I mean, the same book.
Hold on, Battle Axe. You went too fast for these people. When he's trying to create nations for specific persons, what does he do?
For specific purposes, he creates miracles.
Please say it one more time for the hearers. They're not getting it.
We say that when the Most High, when there's a specific purpose, he creates miracles that will come, that will cause for a reasoning, that will engage and set in motion his intent.
His agenda.
Yes. Because the
Okay,
Most
so
High, because man, I'm telling you, there's no other explanation. It
there
couldn't have
is
been
no.
climatic, because the
Say it again.
scriptures, it couldn't have been climatic, because the scripture
Mhm.
shows us no, it was done. These things are done by God.
Okay, there we go. See, that's and so if people look at this book, this series, this is a powerful book. They say, okay, I can't figure this out. Yeah, because you're not the creator and you're the one that did the miracle.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That don't make the creator a liar because you cannot mathematically figure it out.
Correct.
Am I right, Battle X?
So we
That's
just,
right.
so we
That's
just
right.
gotta count happenstance as a miracle. Just the only fictional one time ever happening occurrence in history, or very limited terms, we have to count that as just a miracle.
What? Say it again,
Peace.
Transmo.
Peace.
So
Black
certain
Star.
occurrences that only happened, like the parting of the Red Sea, that was a miracle. Like just how what Rebecca and Isaac, how they had Jacob and Esau, it would all be miracles. A donkey talking in Numbers 22, these would all be miracles by happenstance. Only happened a very few times. Am I correct?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because we worship the God of the impossible. We rock with the God of the impossible. It's impossible to put anybody and round them up on slave ships and then have them not remember it. That's not possible.
Right. Mathematically, that don't even make sense.
No. There has to be some type of divine intervention at play for that to be actually pulled off. And you gotta be inspired by some type of spirit too, to tell you that you should go and try to take on such a great feat. You get what I'm saying?
And see, those are higher sciences that that man has not necessarily yet tapped into in order to duplicate.
You can't duplicate.
When the Most High do stuff like that, all these examples that you bringing forth,
like a miracle, to where you look at a person that looks just like you and you hate him, to where instantly you're thinking, is this dude tripping? Because if he is, I'm gonna have to protect myself by killing this dude. These are instantaneous thoughts that you have. That's a miracle, because nobody does that shit. Everybody else is just
and
like,
we
hey,
only
how's
feel
it
that.
going? Hi,
Yeah, and we only
hey.
feel that way towards. My bad.
Go ahead.
I said we only feel that way towards our people when we see our people. When we see our people, we get that type of mind frame. But we can walk past a Hispanic, a Chinese person, a white person, and be all good. But as soon as we see a Negro, it's that stare down. What is you tripping? Type looking and feeling.
Right.
And then it can get further if one of those people say, "What's up?" And then it's your response back is going to be aggressive. And then it's up to that person to either take it or not.
And a lot of stuff happens when you go when you drive around LA. You'll notice, because a lot of people get killed out there. You'll notice that nobody turns their head anywhere. Every single human being keeps his head and eyes straight forward because he knows what's gonna happen. Just by looking, your people will blow you into oblivion. Just look.
I'll put it like this though, because
I'm
I do have
telling
a
you, man,
problem
that's
right here.
bizarre. There's no human way possible that could be done organically. You can't make that happen. There's no way of doing that. That has to be
I wanted to say
like some type of spiritual drive. Something is controlling that.
I wanted to say this though, because this is something that's been irking me for a while. Like, we do get a lot of these black foreigners that do come here, and dude, I work with a few of them, and these motherfuckers who come over here from different countries, like from Haiti and Jamaica, these motherfuckers are the biggest sellouts to people who quote unquote race, to the foundational black Americans. Because these motherfuckers will come over here and they like literally will go and kiss ass to other races, and then we'll try to run to the black side talking about my brother and be trying to do all that, trying to tell him, but and they have so many rules and speculations. Like, to be honest with you, I think that the black American needs to fully separate from everybody. We need our own entitlement, everything by ourselves. We cannot have no involvement or kind of inclusion at all with anybody. That's because it's a natural hate. For some reason, everybody hates us, but they love to emulate it.
Right, and that's why it's dangerous when we got people, because we all are pretty much knowing that, okay, you know, black people that are starting to be a little bit more intelligent today. They all come to the conclusion like, hey man, we need to focus on us. But if you got somebody sitting around here gunking up your thoughts saying, well, us is pretty much everybody but white people.
That's the agenda that they're pushing right now. That's the agenda that they're pushing now. That's what they're trying to do, what they call it, the people of color movement, where they're trying to say anybody who's not of white or of anybody not. But remember, Hispanics and Latinos are white. So you throw white people into a movement. Like, what the fuck? So, and then you Asians have came over here historically, and we've seen the 80s and 90s. They've checked the box. So you got these infiltrators trying to come amongst the black movement, but this is only because white people have been pushing them into our community. And they say, these are your people too, they're not us. But we are this is a back door. You're backdooring our community.
That's the real talk, man. Coming in right in the back door. And then you got the camps teaching our people that same thing that you just now was talking about. That color movement. Because they're just not using those words, but they're implementing the same concept. Everybody, we're all cool. Because you know, even though they say, well, no, we don't. We be tripping on ham. We be tripping on the Chinese. And they're like, but where the fuck are they at? I don't know like a large amount of Hamites everywhere. I don't know about a large amount of Chinese, except if you go to Koreatown. But I'm talking about
Here's
like where I'm at, and what I'm like when you go to school, it's black and Mexican.
Yeah.
You go to jail, it's black and Mexican. You got the whites too, but they you know what I mean? They out there in the streets don't even exist. As soon as you get out, it's back to just you and Vato.
Okay. Look, we don't. Look, I'm not gonna get sidetracked. Who
This is not sidetracked.
This
This is gang Callowayism that we're
no,
dealing with.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. That's what. No, I ain't saying you. I'm saying like
this is all branches of the Dane Callowayism. It's the
for sure.
Because Dane Calloway is only trying to get us to mix. If somebody tells you that you are these other people too, this other people group includes you also. the game is over because they're going to sit there and be able to say, okay, if they accept it, they say, but I'm with the Mexicans too. Those are mine. And you're like, damn. And the Mexicans gonna say, well, I got some of these other cats too. Like these Spaniards over here is my relations because they got some of that Mexican in them. And now the game is you can't stop it if you keep doing it. And you seeing it happening. You already see it happening now.
Right, you do, and that's what I'm saying. That's why these folks need to know. Like, I mean, what we're saying is like when I was asking you the question, and I was commenting, I'm like, okay, so who was here on this continent first? Stop trying to. If you wasn't here on this continent first, how you gonna be a Native American?
Come on. And if you were on this continent first, then why doesn't it show the footprint? To hell with your stupid ass pictures. Where's your footprint?
Right. And if you're a Native American, then you ain't it. If you're a so-called Native American and you ain't claiming to be Israel, you're not Israel, then you not fitting those curses that you were talking about.
Well, remember now, according to Israelite doctrine,
because see, he deal with them curses more than anybody I've ever probably heard of. I'm talking about battle wax. So what's up with these curses? If you're a Native American, I don't see these Native Americans going through the stuff that African Americans go through.
They don't. And the main thing is the one that you can't fabricate, which is the way that they treat each other. That is one of the curses. That we're going to treat each other in a negative way, and our women is going to be looking down on us.
Mm-hmm. And so, do Native Americans fit those curses right there?
They don't do that. Those people love the shit out of each other. They love each other.
And do they women look down on their men?
No. They women are real quiet.
Actually, they do.
Obedient. Their women are quiet, obedient. They raise the kids. They stay home.
Native Americans suffer from the highest amount of alcoholism in the nation.
We already know that. That's because we know that. We know that. Look, we know that everybody got their issue. We know that the Chinese suffer from the highest amount of opium intake also. We know that.
The Asians suffer from the highest amount of suffering.
You know, but
so what's your point,
the Chinese
suffer
from the highest deaths of opium. Heroin.
Hold on for a minute. Check this out, by the way. What's his point? What's your point, Transmoke? What you trying to say?
So if you don't see these Native American men always drunk, just fucked up, a woman's not gonna get disappointed in that shit, knowing that the highest rate of alcoholism and alcohol deaths in the nation.
We're not talking about disappointed. We're talking about having an evil eye. We're talking about that dysfunctionality.
You have an ill eye.
We're talking about, listen, brother. We're talking about the dysfunctionality. We ain't talking about what would happen. We're talking about, hey, check it out. Maybe it would happen with your sisters. You would know that. You know your sisters would trip on you if you was a drunk. But
I know
the Native Americans, listen, the Native American women is drunk right along with them.
No, this.
Yeah.
Y'all better. Hey, look. Okay, this is drunk. Hey, this man is teaching the truth, man. Right now, man, I don't know what people tripping on, man. Hey, man, I ain't heard nobody break down why that there's a distinction between the races according to Genesis 10, and people, you know what I'm saying? Who breaks it down who done broke it down like that? I haven't heard too many people break that down like that. And he gave a good explanation on why these people look the way they look, and why the so-called Negroes look the way they look, and why the Hamites look the way they look. Why is everybody why was we fighting against this information and this revelation, this knowledge, this miraculous knowledge and wisdom? Because the Caucasians don't give you a good explanation on why this stuff is like it is. I never heard them break it down like that. If they did, then y'all tell me who doing it like that.
I heard them. I heard the white people say that. The white people did say that. It was the video. Yeah, the white people said that from what was it? It was I saw the videos from Cornell University. It's a white pastor. And you can go Google it yourself right now.
What did he say?
So he said that Africans are the pure race of humans. White people, Asians are mixed race because of the Neanderthal and Denisovans. they were not pure coming out of Africa. They never actually were in there. They never came out of Africa. That's why that Africa theory is sort of solid, and that sort of fucked up white people in Asia because they realized that they never came out of Africa. And Africa, if Africa presents and produces humans, they never were there, so it fucked them up.
Well, according to the scripts, they did come from where we came from. They are actually our diabolical twin brother, not identical twin.
Right.
He's our diabolical fraternal twin. The one that looks like the one that looks different. But when the Most High makes the fraternal twin and he wants to make it prominent and he wants to make a purpose with it, it's going to be literally dualism, because God does duality.
Now you say transmode. You say somebody breaks it down like Battle Axe is breaking it down and Agmalak. Come on, man. Come on, man. They don't be giving us the understanding. Hold on, let me say this, transmode. They don't be giving us the understanding of this word of the Most High, like these brothers are doing it, man, and other brothers and sisters. Israelites got the answers, man.
White people don't believe in the Bible. You guys forgot. White people stop. They don't believe in the Bible. But they're doing a movement now in Minnesota and what is it, in Michigan, where they're trying to go back to their pre-Christian, where they're trying to go back to that earthy nature. They're done with this shit. They knew that this whole shit was fake. Like, they're trying now the churches to separate from everybody. They don't even want no black people, no Jews, no nothing. They just want to go back to this in European fucking earth, whatever the fuck they were in Norse time. Like, they don't even believe in it.
Right.
They don't believe in the fucking book.
Right. Jim Carrey is part of that. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's like, dude, like, yeah, bro, they really have been pushing a real lie in the narrative for centuries. I mean, and now that, because it was these white pastors for the past, the past year and some change, those white pastors that did that, because I'm pretty sure the Hebrews sort of did some to it, because, the white pastors saying, yeah, we have to make up what we did in slavery. And, white people never want to hear that shit. They walk out of churches and shit like that. Because it's true. You can't just fuck people up in slavery and then just, oh, well, God's going to... Nuh-uh. These white pastors told them, God can't forgive that. He can make something. These white people don't make shit up. Like in these police shootings. They know all this shit is wrong, but because they know that this is... Don't worry. This shit is going to get worse for your kids and generations after you. Because they're going to see what you guys did beforehand, and you guys didn't address shit. So we got to fuck it with y'all.
That's right. And I agree with that. When a person has gone through everything that we've gone through, the natural reaction would be to just kind of step back. Look and reflect and see what the hell's going on and what has transpired, and then literally make a move based off of that, which would have to be, one of it would have to be get as far as way possible away from that and make sure that doesn't ever recur again. That's the thing. That's why, but they know those things. Pick this though. They know these things. So, but at the same time, these things, but these things, check it out. They know these things, but these things, hiding these things from us, or hiding these realizations from us, has been the only thing that kept them where they're at. All right. And one of the lies and the mistakes that they were making and dropping on us was that it was going to be a rapture. All right. It turned out to be a mistake. That lie turned out to be a mistake because their people started believing it.
So special.
But it was tied with love, which was supposed to be a defensive mechanism towards a black man fighting. But now it made it to where the so-called white people now started believing the Bible and taking it, investedly serious when it comes down to salvation of their soul, quote unquote. Keep this. So now that everything started hitting the fan, when I'm talking about with natural disasters, global warmings, they want to call it droughts, economic collapse and stuff is like that, housing collapses and stuff like that, foreclosures. That busted that bubble wide open about the rapture, because the rapture was literally talking about these things are going to happen. They were saying like the world is going to go like this, and they were kind of describing what's happening now.
Cherries in the back.
You know, they were doing that, but then all of a sudden, that stuff started happening, and them people still sitting there.
Yeah, did nobody come get them.
But a lot of people that explain that whole abandonment of the Christianity. There's a big exodus out of Christianity.
Really, what it become because of those evangelicals, because of all this Trump and everything. Oh, we knew it was exposed. You didn't see, what was it, Pat Robertson, that other white female lady? They're talking about how God put Trump in here, and then when he got moved, bro, they had literally attacked Christianity when Trump moved from office. And then remember, they said it was pro-white evangelicals that stormed the Capitol building. That right there lets you know that this is over. This whole religion and everything, they know that. They know that what white people have preached to the Bible, they know it's been a lie. Hell, we see what they did with the slave Bible, how they took books out, to now what they're preaching, to now they're trying to address how they can fix their own. Bro, you can't even fix the Methodist Church. You can't fix the United Methodist Church, the whole National Convention one. They can't do that. The whole National Baptist, they can't do that. They find ways in everything now to fix, but it's over. It's over. Like, people need to realize the church has failed. They push nothing but a false narrative because of the government and the powers that be. That's all they've been a community voice, a heavy impact, and people that people revere, all because of the doctrine that they push. Because they have so many people's lives and so many people's ideologies in their hands to teach and preach.
Right.
And now it's getting exposed, like what they did for this whole coronavirus, getting the vaccines. Like, bro, now churches are no longer even being religious. They're starting to push social movements and stuff like that. It's the whole church system is now destroyed.
Right. You know? And it's like, what else? What is else happening on the other end of the table? The Israelites is sitting around here prophesying the whole time that this is going to happen. Prophesying and showing and outlining in the scriptures how it's happening now, and showing you the scriptures that proves it, that this is biblical. That right there is man, I'm telling you, listen, man, these people, they know what we're saying. They're seeing it. That's why this is backfiring in their faces. You got white folks trying to, you know what I mean, jump on our side. You got white pastors teaching their churches that racist motherfuckers done fucked up because we God's people.
I was actually disgusted when I saw that on YouTube, when that white pastor, his church, some of his congregation walked out because he actually started talking about, yeah, we're in trouble because what we did to the black people in the past, and white people didn't want to hear that. But it's true.
You talking about the Jewish one?
No, the white one, all white, like white, like white, like
right. There was a white one just recently. You talking about the recent one?
John Kilpatrick. That was John Kilpatrick.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And some of it's
and there was
because I guess.
Go ahead, my bad.
Oh no, you good. My bad. Keep going, Battle Axe.
No, I was just gonna say that there was an older one too. It was a Jewish guy doing it. He was a real famous Jewish dude. He's still real famous. He went over there and he told his Jewish community the same thing. And you can hear them people. You can hear a gang of chairs. When he said that, you hear people exiting out the room too.
But I mean, I thought that's what the Bible says. You have to restore people who you wrong. If not, the punishment comes on you. And I guess they don't want to restore people. Here's what the new restoration is. Everybody's going through it, not black people. Well, fuck, did you restore first time? No.
Right.
So,
You see,
but no, I just want to say, but no,
you
battle
see, but that, but you see,
Malak.
within the, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No. Go ahead, King.
I was gonna say that. Check it out. These people, they know when those people were leaving the room, those are the elite of the room. Those were the elite that left the room. Because when that happened, they already knew that was the truth. It wasn't that they didn't want to accept that and they were offended. They knew that once you said that, you fucked up the whole game. You know?
Well, right. But what else do you want to say? Like, we can't keep going through all this. You know, just given the time and given what's on in society now, police shootings, police brutality, racism is now a heavy subject in America. And then now you keep hearing them keep talking about now we need to push reparations. Like, dude, the whole game is just, so you're closing everything now, America, because on a world scale, you look like dog shit. Now in God's, I know he's saying like now, this is the retribution that America is going to have to suffer, and it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse.
It's going to get worse, but I brought up the elite leaving the room. Because the elite left the room is because the elite knows that there is no specific, you know what I'm saying, set of time other than that 400-year prophecy.
Right.
Which they probably even themselves, because the scripture says even the wicked won't understand the scriptures. So they themselves probably believed that 400-year prophecy was fulfilled as the churches were teaching.
Yeah, in that first Exodus.
Oh, go ahead.
Because listen, they know who we are. You get what I'm saying? But they don't know the scripts when it comes down to the dark parables, expounding of the dark parables. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I've talked to,
they can only see it from their Roman and their Greek is train of thought.
And unfortunately, because our people,
they don't see it from a black man because they don't have that experience. They don't have the feeling.
No, I know.
They don't have that spirit.
And one thing I do want to say is, before I jump out, one thing I do want to say about the whole movement and the Israelite doctrine is that the word forgiveness, and this is because we have the negative way and the wrongful meaning of the word forgiveness. So if we take the word forgive and we just break it down, the word is two words put together. It's for, meaning before, and to give. I'm not giving you something before you do an action. That's like giving a reward before you, or giving a reward, giving some solace or admonition before you do an action. So when white people do crimes and murders, notice how they always ask, do you forgive me? Meaning that, can you forgive the action beforehand? This is something that and that the church has always been pushing, and that word, I actually heard an OG break it down, and that word has actually been negative. It doesn't, we cannot have the forgive something that, you know, that happened after the fact. We can't do it because for is something that happens before.
Well, pick this.
Yeah, Palestine.
When you forgive, he's saying you need to forgive like your enemy. Or it's saying about your enemy, it was, you got to take that one contextually. It was already talking about family relation. It was a family affair conversation. All right.
Right.
It wasn't a universal conversation. That's why people, they play on a lot of stuff, but you know what I'm saying. But it's always just because they were able to get you to undermine just what was on the surface. It was like, hey man, this dude was talking to just a group of people, man. Come on now, what are we doing? And this group of people, we already know about them. They had a split. Like, come on, what are we talking about?
Not
And we know
saying,
that
but
a part of the curses, check it out. We know that part of the curses that you're going to be looking at each other weird, saying weird shit, doing weird things, you know, sleeping around on
I
each
think
other,
they call
like stupid shit.
the faces
So
of
so so he
honestness.
has to so he has to talk to this group of people and say, you group of people, like, man, come on, man, you gotta forgive your enemy if he repents. And he tells him, he says, because when he says forgive, it's when like you said, it's before or in order to give, offer, you know what I mean? Or allowed to maintain, right?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna
So
allow
so
a person to
so check it
maintain
out.
their
He
status
tells
and
you,
they kill somebody. You
well,
know,
check it
when
out.
they
He
say,
tells
"Can
us
you
this.
forgive me?" No.
Whoa, that was talking about us. When you're talking about the so-called white man, it's basically with them is you can't take it personal. But at the end of the day, there's an equal weights and just balances. They have a debt that has to be,
Right.
you know what I mean? It got to be paid. They got to address it. If they don't address it, the Most High Power will address them. You know what I'm saying?
I think that. No,
That's
That's
right.
all.
actually, you know, this
Like
is
there is no way around with it, what's going on. It's like they know they got a debt. That's the only reason why the word reparation even exists, man. It's when they see that somebody has something has been done wrong, they're going to repair those damages, and they know that they repaired they damaged us. You don't
That's
have
right.
to be. You don't
we're
have
trying to
to
find
be a whiz to know
we're
that.
look, we're looking at reparations right now. So all I can say is black people have looked at Los Angeles County because in 1910, 1920, a black family owned a majority of beachfront property in Manhattan Beach, and according to what the ruling said, is the family said they didn't want money. They wanted their land and beach back. So I guess Los Angeles County is going to have to find a way because we got like 20, 30 fucking homes, and those are multi-million-dollar homes. So you got to get them things up out of there. You know, like if the family said they want land in Los Angeles County, said we got to do it. You know, certain people were illegally off their own land that they purchased. So the family said, "Give us our beachfront property. Fuck the money."
Okay, but check this out,
Right.
So you
Trans.
gonna kick you gonna kick all them white people in $1 million homes out there in Manhattan Beach? You gonna kick them out their property? You know there's a multi-million. You know this battle accident.
Yeah, Smoke, but check this out.
Con.
That's not gonna solve the problem for the Nagos, though. They need their own country, not just their property, not just their property in America, and that's the
I'll
shortcoming.
put it like this: if that, I'll put it like this: if we get that, then that means you got to give us the whole city of Tulsa and Summerlin, because we already remember what happened when you guys ran them out, and we already know the existing families that are still there. If it doesn't go through, now we have
Well,
a national precedent case.
well, check it out though. But this is not the Holy Land. The Holy Land is over there in the Eastern Hemisphere. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, you didn't see what happened a day ago or 2 days ago? The
You
goddamn
got it.
Jews and the Palestinians, they're going at war right now.
Like that ain't our land either. That's not the spot. We talking about in Africa.
Oh Lord.
That's the only place that makes sense. Why would anybody want to start a kingdom, build a nation from scratch anywhere else other than the place where it's just super duper resourceful? If you were smart, if you want to just start a nation out of nowhere, there's places in Africa that you can
Isn't the
do that,
land
and that wouldn't be a
isn't the
bad
land
place to start.
ain't the Canaan in Israel?
Huh?
Is the land of Canaan in Israel?
What? Say it again,
I
Trans.
said
We
is
can't
land
hear you.
Is the land of Canaan in
because
Israel?
yeah, because weren't they given the land of Canaan or something?
Yeah, the land of Canaan is in Africa.
Uh-oh.
Something.
Hey, Trans Smoke, you
Uh
wasn't ready for that one, huh?
oh.
Come on, Trash
He
Smoke.
said he threw a
What was it?
curveball.
Yeah, it
Curveball, and I'll
was.
track a fastball.
Hey, when I first heard Battle Axe say that, I was tripping too, man.
Yeah, uh-oh.
Yeah,
All
because if you
right.
look
You
at
off balance.
because you gotta pay attention, you gotta stay, you gotta pay attention to the scriptures. You know what I mean? If you pay attention to the scriptures and you see that the way that they traveled, you see that they traveled south from Egypt, and then they
Con,
went into the land of Canaan, which was given. They went to the land that was given to Abraham by the Most High, which was the land of Canaan, which is south from Egypt, not east, south.
con.
Was the land
It's that
was
simple.
the land that was given? Is it close by the Red Sea?
The
Was it
what?
close by the land that they
I said
you said the
land
land
was
was
given to
you
yeah,
said
the
was it
land
close
that
by
was
the
it close
Red
by
or the Red Sea?
the Red Sea. Red Sea.
Yeah, it was close by the no. What you call the Red Sea over there? No, it wasn't near the Red Sea. Hell no.
Oh, yeah, Red Sea is
Uh-oh.
just the
So
Nile River. If you look into the, if you're contextually accurate, the Red Sea is the Nile River, brother.
Con.
So when Moses was leading when Moses had made I don't know what sea he had parted because they just have to go on the one land to another when they were fleeing Pharaoh. Do you happen to know what kind of ocean or sea that was?
They parted a river, man. They parted the
Oh,
Nile
okay.
River. The Nile River is wide in a lot of areas, man. I'm talking about without any
Okay.
dam system set up. It's naturally wide. It's something that can anybody just cross?
Hold on.
Nile River is hard to cross.
Yeah, Trash Smoke. These folks been lying, man, about where Canaan is, where the Israelites are, all that. They've been
Yeah, I was
lying.
just saying because hold up, I'm just reading a little bit, Okay.
Like look. I got.
No.
Have you ever? I'm gonna show you my screen real quick and see if I can. Like, look, I got this right here.
Right.
You see
Wait.
that?
Okay. I just wanted to say
Look, the Book of Jasher.
Right.
But look at it. This is
Preliminary
not a
desertion.
normal one. This is not a normal one. All right.
Hey, can I read something real quick? Can I read something? Just
right here.
I'm gonna read Exodus chapter 14, verse
It's hard
25, and I'll read down. And it says, "And off their chariot wheels, and they drove them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, 'Let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians.' And the Lord said unto Moses, 'Stretch out thy hand over the sea, so the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, and upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen.' And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its strength. When the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against them, and the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea." So can you show me? Because I'm looking right here, and I'm the references, and the cross references do say that this would be the Red Sea, which is up in North Africa or Southern Africa. So I might be wrong. Is my Bible wrong just a little bit? I mean, a wrong version, huh?
There is no wilderness by the Red Sea. There is no trees that grow by. There is no trees that grow by the Red Sea. There is no reeds that grow by the Red Sea. There's nothing there that lines up with the story. They didn't do that way. Nobody. And check it out. These guys aren't stupid either. These guys are not unrealistic. These guys are not, illogical. Everybody back then were people like us. If me and you was like, hey, we need to get the fuck out of Egypt, you know what direction to go. You don't walk into the desert. You walk along the river. Why? Because where water flows, life grows. Everybody knows that concept. Once you actually living out there,
also better, and we ain't trying to go up in the cold. Because if you go up north, if you go northeast Africa, that's colder weather up there, man.
right?
In the wintertime, it gets cold in Israel.
Why you want to go into the cold? When you have I'm talking about with no source of water.
Jesus born in the cold.
Hey man,
my Lord and Savior was born in the cold.
Not in the snow like the way you thinking.
Cool. It might have been cool. But was it cold? Like freezing?
They were in a manger. It wasn't that cold.
Cool.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Also, people confuse coldness with cool. It's cool. Like
it might have been like 40 degrees. It's still cold, cool.
It could have been 60 degrees, and that's cold.
Yeah, that's cool to me.
Cool. It's really cool.
That's not hot. 60-degree weather is not hot weather.
60 degrees is cold. Really I'm in California. When it's 60, people are wearing sweaters and stuff.
Yeah,
rolling
man.
up the drive with the windows up.
Yeah.
Right.
Heater be on.
See, that's why we need Israelites to teach this book. Because if you let these people who so-called supposed to be scholars and PhDs and writing all in theology seminary schools, man, they don't even teach the book correct.
Correct.
They are Israelites. They're spiritual Israelites. What the hell are you talking about?
Okay,
man.
There's no such thing as spiritual Israelite.
I thought you could be an Israelite without being of the seed of Israel. I thought you could be an Israelite without being of the seed of Israel.
No, hey man.
That's not fair to Israel. Israel's looking at you like, how you gonna just give me? Hold on, look. This is what Israel would say. Israel would look at you and say, he would say, how you gonna
Doesn't the scripture say
listen, he gonna say,
among you shall be like a sojourner? Doesn't it say that? See, they threw that. Yeah, y'all hate that one. I'm a fumble of today.
Chill out, hold on. You gotta listen though.
No, I'm joking.
Remember, an Israelite is he comes with a plant of property. He comes with a lot of property. If you start adding more Israelites, there's going to be less property. Can't do that.
Yeah,
so check it out.
Like check it out. Right. That's a good point. Come on, y'all.
Does the Bible say that? Does it say that if a stranger shall come among you and wants to sojourn or live in your land, he shall be just as the native born?
He doesn't get to own anything.
Yeah.
That's right. Say it again. They're not gonna what?
They don't get to own anything.
Thank you. They're gonna be second-class citizens like they made the so-called Negroes here in America. Third-class citizens. Man,
so that doesn't make you Israel because you don't own no land of Israel. Now check this out. I'm in this book of Jasher I showed y'all, but this is what they kept asking them. He didn't say we want to exit out of Egypt by going just in a few miles. These people were saying, I'm at the book of Jasher, chapter 8 and verse 9. He says, and Moses said unto Pharaoh, let us, we pray you, go through the land of Egypt unto the wilderness, that we may serve the Most High. They wanted to go through Egypt. They never were trying to go just out of Egypt, exiting just a few miles from Goshen. They were actually going through Egypt, the whole country. It's over and over.
To the wilderness. I know, to the wilderness.
Okay. Hey,
he says right here at 9 and 2, he says, now know you that Pharaoh and his servants will not let us go peaceably through Egypt unto the promised land. You see that? He said, and the Egyptians.
Okay, the promised land.
Yeah, because you got to go through Egypt to get to a real good spot. Because once you get through Egypt, guess what's after that? Dope land.
Okay. Now look, y'all got a problem. This man.
Our land of Canaan.
And look.
He bringing this information.
Bro, No. Don't you run away from this. No, stay your bitch ass right here. Stay your fuck ass right the fuck here. Stay your ass right here, because I got his ass.
Who is he talking to?
Stay ass right here. I'm gonna stay over there. Right here, because no, I'm gonna run right here to the map. I want to run right here to the map.
Go to the map.
Because there's certain areas like there's a river, and that river is in Jordan. Oh, my goddamn Bible. God damn it. I know you guys caught me on a horror. Right, I'm about to go through this bit.
Okay, look.
No. No. You know what? I'm actually on here. Let's go to Amos.
Look, listen more to that book. Watch this. Look, I'm at.
Let me go kill him.
I'm still at 9 and 5. He says.
No, go ahead.
He says, wherefore thus says Caleb, the son of Hezron, up, let us take the bow, and on tomorrow let us enter the land of Egypt, to pass through it to the land of our father Jacob. See that? And then go down to 8. And Moses said, Caleb, the son of Hezron, has well spoken. By night, on the morrow, will we and all the army of Israel essay to go up out of the land of Egypt. When they were saying the word up, you know, up in Egypt was to go south. To go down into Egypt would be to go north. Because you were talking about the actual direction of the Nile River, because that was the common route in and out of Egypt.
That's right.
It's going through the Nile.
These folks gotta be in pain listening to this, man. They in pain, man.
And then check it out. And then you pass down to 12 and let you know that they're gonna be in there for a grip. Because watch, it says at 12, he says, and Moses said, how then shall the people be sustained as they pass through Egypt? And when they come into the wilderness, if our flocks and our herds go not with us? And Pharaoh said, as you pass through the land of Egypt, I will command my servants, and they shall lodge you by night and provide food for you by day. These people had to be taken care of through Egypt, because it wasn't something that you can just do by carrying food within your own hands. But to walk out of Egypt today, to get to over there in the land of quote unquote Tel Aviv, we'll just say, you can carry that in a backpack.
Where's Tel Aviv at?
Tel Aviv is quote unquote Jerusalem. They try to say it's the capital of Jerusalem over there, the Middle East.
Okay.
You wouldn't be sitting around there. You wouldn't be wondering on how you're going to sustain yourself in that trip. You can carry literally a gallon of water each and a loaf of bread, and you can make that trip.
Yeah, it's not that far at all.
Won't even have to feed
the
animals.
It take them 40 years to get there either.
These people were planning for a long trip that they needed to be provided aid. This right here was for real. Because the trip that they were going, they thought that they were going to die.
I don't even want to fucking do it.
Did you know that? And did you know that it? You know,
right.
They don't have.
Last question. I do have one last question though. So, did Babylon forces come into Egypt and take the Israelites away?
Say that one more time.
Did Babylonian forces come into Egypt and take the Israelites away into captivity?
You broke up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. Did Babylonian forces come into Africa and take the Israelites into captivity?
Khan.
All right, no, we'll do. I gotta go take a shower real quick. I'm gonna be listening in. Let me take a shower. I'm gonna jump in. I gotta charge my phone because I got this stream is draining my phone. Let me charge it. Come back in. So I'm gonna keep my Bible open. I'll come back in, Battle Axe. Let me take a shower and charge my phone.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, come on
All right,
back.
then
Don't
we'll
run.
No, let me just charge my phone. I'm at like 7, 6 now. This StreamYard be draining the shit out of me.
Mine's too.
No, I'll be back. Take a shower, let it charge up. I'll be back.
Yeah, and we know that in this book too, that they were actually able to see the Egyptians from the other side of the river. It was an actual river that they did. I mean that they crossed. And Miriam and them performed the dance, mocking the Egyptians afterwards in this book.
Yep, that sounds like the mannerism of an Israelite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says right here I'm at 9 and 9.
What book
It
you
said,
in?
huh?
What book you in now?
I'm still in that book of Jasher.
All right.
He said, and Israel escaped that day out of the hands of the Egyptians. And Israel saw the Egyptians stay on the bank of the sea. And Miriam said in the presence of Moses and of Aaron and of all the elders of Israel, behold, the waters are as a wall between us and the Egyptians. You couldn't say that. You couldn't say that from a river. You couldn't say that from a sea. You wouldn't be able to see these. You wouldn't know if they were there or not.
Yo, I want to, before you go on, I want to ask you, so, like, you know how, like, some people say you got to turn the map upside down, right? The map has been turned upside down. So, like when they talk about east, Zard, east of Eden, if you turn it upside down, then technically it would have been west after that, not east after that, correct?
Say that one more time. It got low.
You know how, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You know how when they say the map is, they turned the map upside down. And that it's supposed to be so Africa, you know, so Africa, if you turn the map back the way it's supposed to be, of course, you know, then wouldn't East Africa be really West Africa?
Yep.
No, wait.
You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
No, if you turn the map east would still be east because it's the rising of the sun.
Well, yeah, no, I'm saying, like, if you turn the map upside down, right?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm doing it right now. You just write it on a piece of paper.
You know how, because you got some maps, right?
Turn it upside down. Yeah.
You got some maps where they got Europe on the bottom and Africa on the top.
Right, I see that. Mm-hmm.
So if we was using that map, then the Garden of Eden would actually be located over there by Ghana and them, and west of Africa. On the map that we're using today, I'm saying it would be located on the west of Africa. That would be really East Africa. If they call it West Africa today, though, if we use that map that when we use it on the bottom, Africa's on top.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, definitely. I see exactly what you're saying.
So I'm like, because I seen Sarah Seti. I'm not trying to name no names. I'm not really into that, but I saw him. He's the first person I saw. I know the people teach it too, where he showed a map where Europe was on the bottom.
Right.
I don't think it was him. It was somebody. I don't know who it was, but it was somebody that did that.
Yeah, I don't remember where I saw it from either, but I did. I stumbled across that too.
So I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Because, like, you know how, like, people like to say, you know, people, they like to put the great at the top, like a penthouse, the elite at the top. So they switch the maps around. They say they switch the maps around and put Europe on top. Well, really, they supposed to be on the bottom.
Right.
So if that's true, I'm just saying East Africa would really be West Africa.
That makes that's the truth. If that it really is.
Yeah, I'm saying if that's the case. So that would be. So when everybody tries
If you look at it, if you pay attention, it's already set up like that. They already call East Africa. They already call it West Africa, and they call West Africa East Africa already.
Say that again, Amala.
If you look at it, if you pay attention, you'll see that if you look at it from just the regular way, north is north, south is south, but east is actually called West Africa, and West Africa is called East Africa. Because where were we supposed to be picking from? The western part of Africa, but it's actually east. It's actually in the east direction.
It's actually in the what?
East. It's on the eastern part of Africa, but it's called West Africa.
So it's what I'm saying making sense. So what I just said, it's like, is that in alignment with what you're saying?
No.
Is it not? It sounds like it.
Well, I'm talking about like as far as in like Egypt was north, like when it was in Lower Egypt. Oh,
Right. Because I get what you're saying. I'm like, yeah, that's what he was saying too. Because it will be flipped based off the scriptures too. The scriptures kind of talks like it's flipped.
Yeah, it's like okay. For example, like they try to say
it goes down into Egypt.
Yeah. So it's like,
and maybe
okay, well,
maybe, and it could be like the translators was
my bad, John.
showing you that like they're going south, man. Like you're calling it south, like it's the south that you're calling it, but you know.
Because think about it, if you're going south, right? Then I'm saying that no, we need to check into. Maybe we need to check into. Okay, are these maps? Is this map accurate? Because why they got Europe and north of Africa, so-called north of Egypt.
Right. He said they call West, like what we call West Africa. He said they call it East Africa. And what?
Oh, okay.
Is that what you were saying? And then
yes.
And what we call East Africa, they call West Africa.
Yep.
You know?
I mean, they flipped. I mean, these folks flipped a lot of stuff anyway. They say December. They say December is the 12th month
that explains
of the year, but really December represents the number 10. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Deca. You know,
December that represents the number 10, but they say it's the 12th month of the year. Like, how can 12 be 10? How can 10 be 12?
Right. 10 is Deca.
So
I know.
December decimal. That's
Deca.
Yeah, December is 10.
Hexa is 6. Octa. That's 8. Deca.
8. And November is 9. So November is 9. So I'm saying, I'm just using that as an example that, man, you can't trust necessarily how the maps are actually supposed to be. I mean, you can't trust the way they give it how it's supposed to be. Those maps is not necessary. Because look, you got to go to the Book of Jasher to bring out more information on how the Israelites left. You said they went through. You see, Egypt.
Yeah.
But that more information on that subject is bringing that out more clear.
Yeah, that's real.
right? So, because think about it, see, Adam was created in Eden, but then he put him in the Garden of Eden, eastward of Eden.
Yeah, yeah.
So that would be where would that be at today? Where would that be at technically? He's in Eden. Then he puts him in the Garden of Eden, right? Am I correct? Is that
Yeah.
how he did? That's what he did. He put him in the Garden of Eden, so he can dress it and keep it.
Con.
So you got Eden, and then you got the Garden of Eden, which is eastward of Eden. So where is that at today? Where would that be considered today?
Right.
I'm asking you, like, where would that be considered today? Because if we know where that area is, that would be probably the headquarters of that would be Jerusalem today. The Garden of Eden would be Jerusalem, wouldn't it?
That's what I'm saying. I think that it would be. I'm like, why wouldn't it be? It doesn't, I don't
The Garden of
I don't
Eden
understand why the Garden of Eden would have any importance to be mentioned if it has nothing to do with the Holy Land that he's talking. I'm like, I thought that,
yes, sir.
like the first time you mentioned something about some special land, it was in Genesis about the Garden of Eden.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying, by the way. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Like just saying, just to try to follow along the concept and to carry carry all the details along as I read more information. Like, okay, Garden of Eden, special land. Let me carry that concept as I'm still reading. And now I'm like, oh,
that's right.
And the movie goes, as if you see it all as a movie, you're like, oh, and later on in the movie, there's a guy that gets promised like a special land. You're like, okay, like what makes it so special? You're like, oh yeah, it must be that land that first at the beginning that Adam got kicked out of. Okay. And then once again they get kicked out again. You're like, boom, there it goes.
There we
there
go.
It is.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey,
like, deal is sealed.
So it's like, okay, well, I mean, I don't see the so-called modern day Jerusalem. That don't look like no Garden of Eden to me. And I don't see no attraction. I don't even want to go there. People be like, I want to go to Israel. I'm like, I don't want to go there. I don't see nothing attractive about that place that they show on TV. I see Africa as an attractive place.
I don't see anything talking about sand dunes.
Africa was called the Garden of Eden back in the days.
Yeah, did y'all know the people in Nimona when they went there, they used to call Africa Eden. I don't know if they still do.
Yeah, it's called Al-Kabulan.
Them brothers was teaching that Africa was Eden.
Huh?
I said those brothers was teaching, if I'm not mistaken, that Africa was Eden.
Did you hear what Akmalak said?
What did he say?
I said that that place was originally called Al-Kabulan. Al-Kabulan. Al-Kabulan means the Garden of Eden.
Okay. Yeah, that's powerful right there. That's powerful. So okay, so where would be the Garden of Eden be, which is AKA I call it AKA Jerusalem, right?
Want me to tell you?
To me, it's not
Congo.
Yeah, where the Congo.
That's right.
It's just there's too much stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much stuff there. Because check it out. Nothing could compete with it. You couldn't. You can't call nothing, you know what I'm saying, the best until you beat Congo. You got to beat Congo first to say like this is like the best spot to possess.
Okay, man.
Too much gold, too much diamonds, too much tanzanite.
And the Creator put Adam. The Creator put Adam. He didn't take him out of Eden. He made a special place. He put him eastward in Eden, which is called the Garden of Eden. He didn't take him out of Eden, so that means he didn't take him out of Africa. Then.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
No, he didn't.
So, and a lot of people don't want to accept. And a lot of people say, "Well, Israel is not in Africa." Do you see what I'm
And then
saying?
the
I'm trying
people
to
of
make a
when they
connection.
built,
You know how people say that there's no the Israel today. I'm talking about the Israel today. That location, they say that's not in Africa. But the Creator never took Adam out of Africa. He just put him in Eden when he said, okay, he created him in Eden. Then he put him in the Garden of Eden to keep it in the dressing.
Khan,
He didn't take him out of Eden to dress
right,
the garden. I mean, not in that case. He said created him. He put him in Eden, and so that would be Jerusalem today, the real Jerusalem.
right. And I know that's the truth. And wherever it's at, Ethiopia is near. The Nile River is near. It can't be.
Okay, gotcha.
It can't be a non-African setting because there's too many. Like even in the English translations, there's just too much Africanness in there. Like we're dealing with Ethiopia too much. You're dealing with Ethiopia in the Torah. You're dealing with Ethiopia in the prophets,
Okay,
and
so
you're
now I
dealing
see
with
what.
Ethiopia, and you're
Okay,
dealing
now I
with
Um,
see.
Ethiopians. Check it out, and you're
bring it
dealing with
out.
Ethiopians in the New Testament. What's up with that?
Facts.
That's right. So I understand now
What's
what
up with
Agmalak
these
was saying.
Ethiopians every damn where? What's up with these black people like everywhere?
Right. So I understand what Agmalak was saying. So the east. Oh, so Ethiopia is that area is East Kenya. All that's East Africa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's East Africa. Con.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Especially like when I'm saying like if we moving, I'm saying like say we was like walking, what we say down, like if we walking down towards like uh South
South
Africa,
Africa.
and if and I'm talking about we facing South Africa going down that way, that in that direction, then east would
That
be
would be north.
that would y'all calling it north what? Yeah, okay. Okay, that would be called north. Okay, that would be going. Is that going north or what? Because
Yeah, that would be going. That would be going technically north.
okay,
Or
so
straight east from like Congo,
Yeah.
like North Congo,
well,
because
why is it called South Africa though?
because they call
It's,
everything they call everything in that whole little chunk. It's South Africa. South Africa it covers from Congo all the way down to the little country called South Africa.
Okay, yeah. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just saying that they tell us that north is going up in Europe, but really north is really going to South Africa. I mean that direction going. It's going
Yeah,
south.
going up into the that band of countries right under the Sahara Desert.
Yeah. Okay.
con.
Sub-Saharan.
Sub-Saharan. You got Sub-Saharan, and then after the Sub-Saharan is South. That's just anything.
Right.
That's anything under those countries that's right there, bordering the Sahara Desert.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, but
So these folks
if
is
you
done.
look into it, when you look into it though, when they left Egypt, they went what people would consider like how they say South today. That's the way they went. They literally went through Egypt, through lower and upper Egypt. They went through those places in order to get into the wilderness.
Correct.
Okay, who else
So
is
it's
teaching this like you all like this?
Mm-hmm. Teaching that what the land is in Egypt. I mean,
Well, not
my bad.
only
It's in Africa.
oh
The whole land's in
yeah,
Africa.
and not only that, but what he just said as well. They went through upper and lower Egypt to get into the promised land.
he just read it out of the book of Joshua.
No, I'm saying who else is teaching that other than you all? I mean, revealing that
Don't
information.
know. Don't know.
Because I don't know
Yeah.
about anybody. I don't know anybody doing it. Because the people that went to Demona, they must have got tricked into thinking that was the right spot to go to.
Right.
Because I wouldn't want no nuclear plants in my land. I don't think I would want that in my land.
I
They got
don't know,
nuclear
man.
plants. I wouldn't want that. I don't know, but we would have to have the professionals on that area in that lane to see if that would be proper and beneficial for black people, but
To do what?
whether we should have nuclear plants in our lands.
We won't need it.
Good, because I don't. I think
Nuclear
it's too
plants.
dangerous. I think that's too
Well,
dangerous.
they only use that because they want to have an incentive and a reasoning for charging you for energy. But
Yeah, and aren't they dangerous too?
Huh?
Aren't they dangerous as well? They're very dangerous, right?
Nah.
I mean, they can blow up, right?
That's not the issue.
That's not the issue. Okay, well, what's the issue?
The issue is it is nothing but just a way of making money. Like
Okay.
gasoline
Yeah,
cars. That ain't nothing but just a way of making money. You don't
and
you don't
it's wasting
have to have
wasting
cars.
resources too.
Yeah, you don't have to have cars that make that uses gas. You don't have to have that. That's just part of this system, which is a demonic money grasping system. Because it relies, it's solely reliant off of someone buying something from you, which makes a economic economic class. It creates economic classes.
It make people slaves to that product too.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, no doubt.
It ain't for a rich man that wants to stroke his ego, it ain't possible for him to stroke his ego as a rich man unless he can contrast himself to a poor.
It's like it's always for the devil, man. That's all.
Other than that, it's just you're in the kingdom of happiness. You're in the kingdom of heaven. But over here in the kingdom of hell, somebody got to be not happy.
I read
what these people they be switching up stuff. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, these people switched up North and South, man. Just think about it. North America shouldn't be North America. It should actually be South America, and South America should actually be North America.
Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted to. I thought that's what I was thinking. I wanted to make sure though, y'all teaching.
They be switching up. They be switching up the North and South. They stick with the East and to the West because it says the sun rises from the East and to the West. But they switch that North and South.
Okay, so it's hard. So you can't change nature. You can change the nature of where the sun comes from. I mean, it rises from.
Yeah, but you can change the direction of North and South. You can't change the direction of East and West, but you can change the direction of North and South.
Powerful.
So that's why it's confusing. It's confusing. They confuse people.
Yeah, just hold on. I got to piss real quick. Hold on.
That's true.
Y'all go ahead and keep it going. I got to pee real quick.
Man, I'm sitting there thinking. I was just sitting here pondering. I was like, okay, what is these doing? Okay, let's figure out why are they doing this. And then my conclusion to that was they do the Baphomet, as above, so below. They Baphomet worshippers. So this is what they do. They like to switch stuff. They like to tell you that something's in a certain direction, but it's actually not. And it's up to you to either accept that as the norm or not. You accept North America to actually be in the North, that's on you. You accept South America to be in the South, even though it's not, that's on you. You accept, you know what I mean, the land of the Most High to be in that desert land, that's on you. That's your fault. You the one that ain't been paying attention. But if
Okay,
you know that where the land is at, that's because of your knowledge.
so so really it's supposed to, so you say are you saying this? So it's really supposed to be cold when it's, I mean when the cold weather is really it's more so in it really would be considered South America, not North America, where it's, like I'm talking about, like, you got Michigan, Iowa, and all that, right? It's cold there. So really,
Right.
that's the South where it's cold, and in the North it's really warmer, like Florida and stuff like that, and Brazil and all that.
Right. And then you look at Africa, you know what I mean? Africa is hot. And then you look at Europe, you know what I mean? Europe is cold. You know what I mean? It's a cold area.
So really in the northern regions of the earth, as far as when it comes to these continents and states, it's really cold in the south and hot in the north.
Yeah.
They switch, like you said, it's been switched. I'm saying if it's been switched, like you say, and we accept, if it's been switched, that means they got thinking it's cold in the north, but really it's not cold.
No, ignorance. Out of the ignorance, we accepted it. But now that we have knowledge, we don't accept things like that. Only person that's ignorant of the truth will accept that. But once you come to the knowledge that ain't the truth, you gotta reevaluate, you know what I mean, what you were thinking, and then line it up correctly and put it in the places that it do go. Like north is actually south and south is actually north, and things like that.
Right.
But when it comes to the biblical understanding, you see that there's Upper and Lower Egypt. They were naming it that because of the way that the Nile flowed. The Nile flowed. So when you're going to Upper Egypt, you're actually going down, and then when you're going to Lower Egypt, you're actually going up the Nile.
Yeah, you're going up the river.
Yeah.
But when you come in, when you're going north, it's because you're actually being propelled because you're going down the river.
Yeah.
So it's dope. And then at the end of the day, though, I say that's one of the things that draws more of logical attention to that land being holy. It has a holy river. You might what? Show me a country.
That's a holy mountain.
Yeah, it got a holy mountain. It got a holy river. And what I mean by holy, I'm not trying to give no spiritual thing on it. So I'm gonna even abandon that word. I'm just gonna say it got its own unique mountain. It got its own unique river. That sets itself apart. There goes that holy again. That sets itself apart from all the rest of the continents.
But the scripture says holy. In fact, he says it's the glory of all lands.
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't trying. I didn't put that in the book. I wasn't trying to sit here and just try to make it seem like I'm just trying to ride the Bible on you. You feel me? I'm just trying to just say I'm taking it. I'm giving it to you. How even a school has taught you. They probably just didn't point it out to you, and you didn't catch it, but they did tell you. Like, yeah, the Nile River, it flows, quote unquote, backwards. They say that.
Okay. Let me ask y'all this. So, did the Nile River go the same direction as the Mississippi River?
No, I think the Mississippi River runs east and west, right? Oh wait, no, it runs north and south, right? It runs north and south, but it flows what we will call down. It goes south.
But the Nile flows this way.
But when you get to the Nile River, it flows up.
North.
Or
Yep.
north.
Yeah, what
That's
we
what we
call
call
like
today on the
what we
map.
call today up.
Yeah, on the map today, we call that north, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it flows north. If you get a boat on there, it'll take you north.
Man, that's kind of
But if you get on a boat on the Mississippi River, it'll take you south.
It takes you south, right? You gonna wind up going to the Gulf of the Gulf, right?
Yeah, you're gonna end up emptying into the Gulf.
Yeah. So
But
that
like
is
Battle Axe said, it's better if you say up and down. Instead of getting confused with the north and south, because I know that's kind of confused you. Like he was saying, in the Nile River, it flows up, but the Mississippi River flows down.
Right.
south.
Right. Which just brings more attention to
What
the
they
Holy Land. You be like, damn, so this land is special. Because all the other rivers of the world doesn't flow up.
Oh yeah, that's good. I'm glad you brought that up. I was about to ask you a question. If we echoing for some reason, everybody is.
We got to echo.
Yeah, we all do. You do too.
Okay.
I know.
For some reason, everybody is echoing.
How about that?
No more. We good now.
Hey, I was about to ask you that, Battle Axe. All the other rivers that south and north that run south and north, they all flow so-called south according to the maps that we're using today, correct?
Yes.
Only one river does what the Nile River is doing.
Only one river does what the Nile River does.
Oh, hell mercy. If
That's
people are
dope.
not listening, this is an international conversation again.
You know? It's the only continent that got a mountain that spews out warm lava that is carbon based when all other lava is silicone based. All lava is silicone based. All lava is scorching hot. Melts metal.
Oh, hell mercy. They got us looking to they have us looking to the wrong place, man.
And check it out. It's the only continent that has a mountain where its lava turns white after 3 days, or when it gets hit with water.
Yeah, that's deep right there.
Stays black.
Lava turns black. Yep, exactly.
It's the only
Especially when it hits
continent.
water.
It's the only continent that has a mountain where the lava flows like blood or water. I'm talking about in its contents.
And it doesn't even burn you. I mean, you won't die if you jump in it.
Yeah, somebody fell in it and lived.
Die.
Somebody fell in it and lived.
Oh, this is international. This is revolutionary, boy. Hey, I don't know what these folks is wanting to listen to, but if they keep listening to that folly, they're gonna be dragged the wrong direction.
Correct, man.
That stuff, this is international. Y'all need international exposure, man.
How you ever see you know what it means by the consistency? Like the level of fluidness. Like water, you know what I'm saying, has a real high consistency. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like versus we'll say honey. Low. It's just well, the same consistency. This lava has the same consistency, like lava you see everywhere else in Hawaii and all that. It flows like pretty much the same consistency as like oil. We won't even say that. No, we'll say like honey. That's a good one. Honey or sap.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it flows. It's like that. It's like honey or sap. Syrupy at the least.
Mm-hmm.
At the least. This one in this mountain, it flows like water. It has the same consistency of water or blood.
Mm.
It's the only mountain, only volcano on planet Earth that does that. That's
So
phenomenal.
I don't know if this might not be important to you, but I just curious because I know you got a lot of information on stuff. Why does those Africans run so fast, man? Long distance at the same time. They run like they're sprinting and they do it for miles and miles and miles. How come they able to do that? Not
Because
Africans. I'm talking about. I mean, Negroes are able to do it too. Don't get me wrong, but
there was a tribe of Israel that had that ability to be able to run like the road.
okay, that's interesting.
Hey, yo, Battle she was right about the Mississippi River flowing from east to west.
Yeah, he was right. I know because I've been on the Mississippi River. I've been by it several times, and I know it runs to the south. But that's like I was asking him because he said now don't run like that. The route don't even run. It runs exact opposite how the Mississippi run. Malak.
No, the Nile River runs opposite of the Mississippi. The Nile River
Right.
runs from
That's what they
the
said.
south to the north.
Yeah, that's what they said. He said that it runs opposite of the Mississippi. The Mississippi goes down. It goes south. And according to the American map, it will be going south. But he told us what we know that now it's flowing northward according to the map. And that's the uniqueness. I think he was bringing out. That's the uniqueness of that country. I mean that part of the earth, that area of the earth.
Gone.
That's like confirmation.
Yeah, he said that
one,
one, and he told you about he's let you know about that mountain of God.
What's that?
Yeah, go ahead.
In the mountain of God. Yeah, that one in the mountain of God. Those are two unique things about Africa.
Word, it's more, but that's some main things. Because see, I never really looked at it as being just like, okay, that might be a sign. That could be to me, that's a sign for us. Because remember, look, if y'all associate this, it says that when people come back to knowing that they're Israel, they're going to ask, well, where's Jerusalem? Where's Zion at? Right?
Right.
If we know where it is, why we got to ask about it?
Right.
Because they've been led the wrong way. That's why, you know what I mean?
Because I'm asking, I was like, because when I first came into the knowledge of this information and with Israel, I was like, well, where's Jerusalem? Because right off the bat, I was like, that's not the real Jerusalem. I'm like, where is Jerusalem? But everybody kept telling me that's the real Jerusalem. I said, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was studying, but I wasn't just, I just wasn't able to study everything at one time. So I didn't get no expertise until like exactly where it is. But I just never had I never had a good feeling that was the real location.
Right. And my question to people is like, if we was over here getting our minds taken from us for 285 years, I'm talking about that was the move. Make sure you don't have any type of real thought. No intelligence.
None whatsoever.
No memory, and of I'm talking about completely wipe away of who you are. They did that. That was a primary objective. Well, if that was a primary objective, as it is, what the hell were they doing with where they took us from then? Also, and what would only make sense that they were over there, gunking up the works, wiping us out. And then when the Negroes started reading and thinking, all right, that's when the so-called white man started working on making this white Jew.
I heard somebody teach that before.
That's when they
Look,
started making this white Jews when we started reading and thinking, and you know what I'm saying?
yeah. And instead of you building Tulsa, Oklahoma, instead of Nagro's building a Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Rosewood over there in Africa, where you come from, you trying to build that stuff over in America, and it's not working.
Yeah, well,
But
that's because
you need to
that's
migrate,
because
go back home, and build that type of
well, yeah, look, that happened, but before that even happened, they were over here while we were over here starting to read on our own, okay, unsupervised. They were over there staging. All right, you got to remember what I'm saying. This is real stuff. They were staging a fake Jew. If
Mm,
they were staging a fake Jew, because we know that they were staging a fake Jew, just all you got to do is just study the Ugandan scheme. You study the Uganda scheme, and then you get to find out what the Jews were doing. They were trying to make a a, a sanctuary state, and they had two options because neither one of them where they're trying to claim was the Holy Land. Option one was the Middle East. Yeah. Option one was first the Middle East, but they didn't want to because that was a land that nobody was in. You know what I mean? Like building it up. There's a lot of open space. They can say that somebody fled over there. They have some cultural things that was Hebraic, so they're like, okay, we can choose that over there. But they said, but we don't want to interrupt with the conflict of these of what's going on with the ownership of the oil and all that stuff over there, because there's a conflict over there about property and the resources of the oil. So, what about Uganda? They're like, there's real Israelites over there. We could say we are part of that scene. They tried that over there and it didn't work out. So they ended up settling for that small little spot, making
okay.
making a league with either or party. That's why they be over there shooting missiles against a certain one.
So okay, I got a question for you. So what? So the Palestinians, is that a distraction? Who are the world's the Palestinians then?
Palestinians are just Arab. Those are the people or the land of the north that the Bible was talking about.
You got
Yeah,
so
you got to
many.
remember that Arabs and stuff. They had many of tribes. They didn't just have one nation.
Man,
They had 12 tribes too.
word.
Right.
So check this out. You know, you got some Israelites teaching that the Palestinians are our people.
That, them, there's no reason to say that.
I'm just saying they saying it.
No, I know, but that's all. That would be my response to somebody that said that to me. I'll say, well, there's no reason for me to say that. There's no reason for me to accept that. Like, there's absolutely no reason for me to. I'm going to be in Africa, and that's how I'm going to have to continue the conversation after that. Like, I'm going over there. Like, where I'm going, none of these motherfuckers is going to be in sight. I'm not planning on moving somewhere where there's a bunch of white folks and Arabs. Like, are you stupid? I'm not going from one. I'm not going from the skillet into the frying pan. You dumb as
Con.
hell. For real, you dumb enough to follow that? Go ahead, be my guest.
I'm not following it either, man.
But I'm like, it's like I'm a little bit more like tactical. I got a little bit more like awareness to see what's popping. I'm like, hell no, I ain't about to move over there. Just like it's like when you looking for a house to stay in. You're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna look for a house over here. I'm not. No, you like, oh hell no. Seen too much stuff that I don't want to live around. I ain't about to look for no houses
Man,
over here.
like you were saying yesterday, Battle Axe, man, I want to go somewhere where I can be driving and see a police officer and won't be scared.
Con.
won't be a fear of my life because this is another race looking at me and already with a biased thought. No,
Right.
if I'm in a place where my people look like me, everybody looks like me, I'm not going to be quote unquote racially profiled.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I'm done standing out like a sore thumb. Come on. Like you look at these brothers, you be like, man, just be real. Let's get real, man. I'm done with the I'm not the guy that looks at this Bible and start trying to like become magical. Like I'm done with that shit. I don't play like that. I'm not going to be sitting around here trying to read bird flights. You see the flight of that bird? Like, yeah. That means that God just now confirmed what we just said. No, no, thank you. You're like, what? You're like, no, thank you.
Mhm.
I'm serious. You can keep all that mysticism and that strange spooky ooky stuff. Hold it, ride with it. If you can get float around, maybe you can get paid. Hook me up. Don't forget about me. But in the meantime, man, I'm about to get down to the brass tacks of this book.
Okay, let me ask you this then while we're on this subject, since and we're dealing with areas and locations and stuff. Noah's Ark. I mean Noah's Ark. What was that literal?
Yes, it was an art.
Somebody got on here. I see you. I see you got something on here saying nobody wanted to be on Noah's Ark either.
Oh, I just left that on my bad. I'm taking it off.
Okay. So that was
But
a literal ark.
yeah, that's what it says. I say like this. If the book said that it was an ark, and he did it like that, the way that he did it, why we gotta mess with that?
I leave. I like the fact that it was an ark. It's no. I don't have a problem with it.
Because some people try to say that it was a spaceship, and I'm
No,
like, in outer space?
they wasn't flying.
I'm like, he wasn't flying. I'm like, what would it be? I'm like, what else would it been? Like, if it wasn't an ark, then what is this? Why are we dealing with this information?
Yeah, and why was he putting all them animals on there? You know what I mean? You can't try to break that down, man. You can't try to say that's something that what it's not. You can't try to create it to be something that it's not, man. It's an ark that he done built, and he tried to have people get up on it. He tried to warn people. They didn't want to listen. So he closed the ark, and he let the world flood. You know what I mean? The world's flooded. And
Right.
they are the ones that survived. That's it. With the
Huh.
animals.
And
That's
I
what it
could
is.
definitely extract a dark parabolitic expounding on that. I definitely can do it. I can, you know what I'm saying? I can flip it,
Mhm.
twist it, and rub it down.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, I'm just saying I can do it.
He
And it's
said,
gonna
"Flip
make
it, flip
perfect
it,
sense.
rub it
And it's
down."
gonna be the truth. You're gonna see it occurring today, and I can explain that. But
So,
at the end of the
so
day though, what it said though, that happened.
right, right.
That's what people fail to want to do. They don't want to carry on the concept that what happened did happen. But they'll say, but it says though, like the ark is the ark of the covenant, this and this and that, and that's the covenant. You're like, okay, now listen, cool, chill out though. But at the end of the day, don't forget that happened. Those things happen because you are supposed to be able to derive that esoteric meaning from it, not to abandon reality.
Not to abandon reality. Right. That's right. Now check this out. Then the demons. You got the demons saying the earth is I ain't talking about the outer or the atmosphere. I'm not saying that's not a dome or inside of a dome or globe, but the earth is a plane. But then they got us thinking that the earth, the actual earth, the you know the soil and stuff is shaped into a ball, like a baseball.
Right,
To me, that's the demons.
of
That's a
course.
demons. That's the devil.
That's how if you can. I think that they use it as a gauging system. If you will fall for that, That means that they still got a lot of time. More and more people that don't fall for this one, for that, lets you know that it's time for them to start thinking about another option when it comes to the lines about their sustainability. That's why you got a lot of white folks leaving the United States. That's why we ended up with just a bunch of idiots to run the country, amateurs. It's because the real smart people, they took off. It's because people ain't buying stuff like flat Earth. Globe Earth, round Earth.
Yeah, Earth, right? The land at the land that we actually walk on. That's not shaped into no ball.
Right, because they got a guy from the thing called the Flat Earth Society. A guy, he's not from it, but he created it. He created the Flat Earth Society, and that thing blew up. That whole Flat Earth Society, it was the resurrection of an older Flat Earth Society, but it wasn't called the Flat Earth Society back then. I forgot what it was called.
Where you don't get no indication when you read Genesis, you don't get no indication that the Earth is shaped like a ball, a basketball.
Of course.
What do you? I don't see that nowhere in there. How you can't? Why would even somebody even come up and say that the Earth is the Earth, the land is shaped into a ball?
Well, you know
Right.
those people that read the Bible and try to say that the earth is round. They go to the scripture when it says that the Most High sits on the circle of the earth, and they try to say that the earth is round because it said that.
Yeah, but that's inconsistent with the other scriptures of Genesis. So that's fine. That's use that, but then you got consistency. Is that consistent with the spirit of the
Hold
Creator?
on, you went out. What's going on? Everybody went out as they were talking. What's happening?
No, go ahead and say what you said, Aguilar.
Those brothers that be out there trying to say that the earth is round, that read the scriptures, they only scripture that they got for that to solidify that is when, in the scripture where it says that the Most High sits on the circle of the earth.
All right, and then I said after that, by the way, that's inconsistent with the other scriptures stuff. That's inconsistent with Genesis.
Right. Like
Genesis 1.
Isaiah 40 and
Go ahead.
22. Isaiah 40 and 22 just shuts the whole thing down, It lets you know the general structure of the planet.
What does it say?
We go right here, Isaiah 40 and 22. It says, "It is he that sits upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretches out the heavens as a curtain, and spreads them out as a tent to dwell in." So, first question is, a tent would have to have a flat surface, correct? That's a tent. Tents have flat surfaces. First off.
Yeah, and then if you pay attention to, it's like in the beginning. My bad. Go ahead. No, that's you. That's you. My bad. I was wrong.
No, it's cool.
Oh, okay. What I was saying was, in the beginning, where it said that he sits upon the circle of the earth, it wasn't taught. That lets you know that he's not on the earth, because he said when he looks down, let you know that he's not actually on the earth, or you know what I mean, on the plane of the earth. He's actually looking down at the earth from where he's sitting, and he said that the inhabitants are as grasshoppers.
Right, and why would he say that? Why would he say they were like?
Because he's looking down on them.
Exactly. Because he's looking down on them. They're small.
Yeah, he's not on the plane.
Right.
He's not on the foundation of the earth.
Come. And then it said that he spreads the heavens out as a curtain, and they make a tent.
Con.
That right there lets you know about that firmament that he
That's
calls
right.
the heavens in Genesis. Remember that?
Con.
We got to go there, man. We're going to go there, man. Go to Genesis 1. And he said at Genesis 1 and 6, he says, and the Most High said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And the Most High made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And the Most High called the firmament what? Heaven.
Heaven.
And the evening
Con.
and the morning were the second day. So you see, he says
So that
at
lets you know
22,
there's water in blue.
he stretches out the heavens as a curtain and spreads them out as a tent to dwell in.
Con.
So now you know. It wasn't a vast space. It was actually the structure of a tent. Solid. That's what firmament means. Solid barrier. What are you talking about?
Solid
We
barrier.
ain't not gaseous. It's solid.
It's solid.
Firm. Firm things are
Yeah,
solid.
firmament. Yeah.
So
Easy.
you saying can't penetrate it?
No, it's not. It's not penetratable. It's not gaseous.
Oh, it's not. What is it? Water?
No, it's solid. It's like a crystal.
Oh, hell, mercy. Man,
It is.
that's interesting.
I've seen it before. Seen it with my own eyes.
Well, I know when you stretch a curtain out, it's not a ball shape, is it?
No, when you stretch a curtain out and make a tent, it's in it's like in a cuneiform. What is it called? Cuneiform. It's in a cuneiform. Makes some kind of cone, whether it's pointed or
Yeah.
rounded, but it just makes some kind of cone.
Hmm.
Or what they call, or
Right.
that's where Lance gets that triangle. That's where Lance gets that triangle Earth stuff from. You know what I mean? He
It's crazy. The
yeah,
Earth ain't the same shape as the sky.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Court, no. You got mountains in the earth on the earth, but no, the earth is not shaped. It's not necessarily. It's not in the same shape as the atmosphere, is it?
No.
No.
That's it's just sad for the brothers to be, the mind is warped. Because the reason why you see that because there's a spirit of error that's mentioned in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 19 talks about there's a spirit of error, and it talks about that actually too in First John also talks about brothers having the spirit of error.
Yeah. This is why the so-called Caucasians or Esau got to pay for the damages because you don't taught all these generations that the earth, the thing that the stuff that we walk on, is shaped like a basketball. Yeah, you got to pay for that.
Right.
You got to pay for that because that just was one of the things that they used to continue to mislead, like you say, us on other things.
Yeah, that was to further their agenda to sun worshiping. That's all that was.
Come. Because I used to have the spirit of error. So I know that the spirit of error is existing. That's why you see a lot of people, man. My bad for coming on a different topic. My bad. I was just still stuck on that spirit of error, man. I'm telling you, man, I had it
No, that's a
before.
good thing. Spirit of air. Go ahead.
I had
That's
it.
a
No,
I
yeah,
had
you
it.
can go on. Go
that's a
in.
good thing.
Go in,
Actually,
brother
You
Wax,
know,
that's
man.
but that's in line with what we was talking about earlier. With your title, I wouldn't have titled it like that, but
Calloway.
it's your show. That's the spirit, right? You telling people we the Native Americans? Come on, man.
That's the
That's the
Spirit of
spirit of
air,
error.
right
spirit
there.
of air.
You know,
Not, I'm saying
and when
whoever.
I got it, when I
I'm saying.
got it,
Listen, hold on. I'm saying whoever doing it. I'm not putting no names out there. Like I'm just saying whoever's doing that, then that's the spirit of error.
of course, anybody that teaches it or believes it, you are
Yeah.
operating with a spirit of error. I don't, I'm not going to give you any leniency, but I'm going to tell you what you need to hear so you can make the proper steps. If I tell you, well, hey, man, you probably just need to just have a little bit more time to think about it. You might be right, but you might be wrong. I'm not going to tell you nothing like that. I'm going to look at you and say, you got a spirit on you. It's called the spirit of error. That's why you making such dumb and radical statements. Have you ever heard of the definition of delusion? You like it's to believe something contrary to all evidence. You're evidently you're delusional to believe that somebody that doesn't look like you is you all of a sudden.
I know that's right, man. Come on,
You like
man.
that's delusional.
What
You
is it?
know that's that crazy stuff.
That's that
That's like me
magician
tomorrow
type.
talking about I am a glass of milk. That'll be like me talking about telling you that. I'm waking up tomorrow saying I'm a glass of milk.
Hey, man, I don't understand. And then the ones who got that straight
And
hair,
then try to have an argument about it. You are what you
Argue.
drink.
I'm talking about
yeah,
passionately
You are what
argue.
you drink, and I only drink milk.
Don't
y'all
tip
got
me. I'm a
hey,
glass of milk. Don't tip me. I'll spill out and die. And you're like,
look, and
this
another
dude
thing too,
is nuts.
look at this. What has the Most High promised Japhet or the Native Americans? Come on, you mean you rather take on being a Japhet or a Japhet and Native Americans than take on being an Israel who has promised everything basically? Come on, what's the matter with y'all?
I know. You know,
They're not
and,
promised.
and,
What is the
and what kind
Creator
of did
promise
And
to
the
though?
you?
thing is, though, like, you know what I mean? For our people that's not stuck in that, you know what I mean? That is trying to go onto that route, man. We trying to warn you from that route. You know what I mean? But the people that's already stuck up in there, that's deep up in there, they ain't no coming back for them. They didn't,
Yeah,
they accept their position in life because even if
right.
they are even if like say they believe that they're the Native Americans, ain't nothing happening for them.
You know what? And, you,
Right.
and I'll tell you the underlying factor. Add a little bit to it. Tell you the underlying factor behind why you're right. It's because anybody that actually believes any of that stuff is somebody that hates themselves. There's somebody that looks
Come,
inside the mirror and they're not satisfied with what they see. It's somebody that sees their hair and they passionately hate themselves about it.
huh?
That's the reason why you see in people. I'm talking about our sisters. Sorry about it. I'm not trying to get on y'all 2 days ago. But that's why our sisters, because they're the emotional ones, you're going to see it played out on them. But it's happening with us too. But with them, you see it. But you're going to see it played out so bad to the point where they be tying somebody else's tying. Yeah, I said it. Tying somebody else's hair to their head.
You know, I
Damn.
heard a I
Gluing a fake scalp until their real scalp disintegrates.
man, that's great. Hey man, that's why we need this. We need this so this can uproot all that all them move them demons out of what you're doing. You being that carpenter right now. You fraying
Yeah,
away the
casting out
whole
the demons with the finger of God.
Con.
yes, same, yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. Go ahead, say that again, Akbala.
Casting out those demons with the finger of God.
Con.
Khan. So it's like the creator writing the law on with his finger on the stones tablets, right?
Con.
Something like that too.
Yep.
So you got battle axe on here. So it's like Aguilar driving away, freeing away the horns that's mentioned in Zechariah. Those horns, those Gentile horns. Somebody's got to fray them away. Somebody's got to fray them spirits away. And that foundation in those kingdoms.
Yeah, the Most High. The Most High doing that.
Right.
To his people, man.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Because
we are
the ones that's gonna give the glory to the Father.
That's right. It's all
if
going
anybody
to
else would have came through, the politicians was coming through saying this stuff like this, he ain't gonna give the glory to the Father.
Correct. But check this out though. Now I just want to say this. I never heard nobody even teach on that in reference to, the way, well, maybe I have, but it hasn't, it's not frequent.
It's not what?
It's not, you don't hear it frequently.
No, you don't hear it frequently. You don't hear it coming from enough of them neither.
Right, and it's not consistent. So it's like, yeah, sister, you can give. I want to hear that. The sisters, you got these demons, the hordes of Gentiles on it. You got that spirit of idolatry that influence these women, not Israelite women, to put another scab on a scab. Go ahead, man. That's you going in on that. This is international.
No.
This is why I say, y'all, this panel, this show, your stuff. Everybody needs to hear this. All the Israelites, even the camps. All these Israelites, all these churches, all these mosques, where all these Israelites are at in this world right now need to hear. Y'all need to become. I don't know how it's going to be done yet necessarily. Mechanically, break it down. Step by step. But it's got to be more people got to hear this. But I know the elite are listening to this.
That's right.
And
that's real.
And they friend that the hordes of the Gentiles is being frayed. It's being frayed away.
That's real. Yeah, that's real, man. Because I'll say like this, man. You're right about that. About they're hearing it because there's 27 people that watches this show as we're watching it, but they're not even registered to show up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
When you see it, it don't say that's how many people watching. But as soon as I end the show, it says views watched 27.
Mm-hmm.
Every time. So there's 20 odd people that's watching this every time with us. They don't ever comment on the side and they never come in.
Mm-hmm.
Who is those people?
So now
I know if I ran the planet, I would watch me.
Look, hey, so you were saying something about the women.
If I ran the planet, I would watch Akmalak in 10 Commandments. I would watch DJ Black Charm too.
Yep. Plain getting watched.
I'll be watching that nigga.
Yeah.
Solar gonna be getting watched.
I'll be pissed off at Solar.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, I don't feel that dude. But that nigga right there, he's the one that's bringing all this together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sisters. I mean, the sisters, like you saying, getting on the sisters and what this, you deceiving yourself. In the men is deceiving yourself and thinking your hair is woolly, but you're gonna say you're a Native American. All right, you might be. Okay, no problem. I mean, it's been I can't deceive myself like that.
Right. But I say this much that they just want to get away from each other. But not I'll say 95% of them can't do it physically. And they hate and so saying so they live in the ghettos and they just kill each other. Break up with each other and all that stuff. And then the other ones, they hate themselves. And they want to get away. They hate themselves so bad that they try to get away from themselves.
Okay, but didn't you say
that's when you see in people. Repeat this. That's when you see in people trying to get away from themselves so desperately that they start trying to grasp on false identities, like the bullshit that coming out of Dane Calloway's mouth. It's good to fantasize on it. It makes you feel better about being a Negro. Those that make you
It's
feel
the
so good
illusion,
Negro.
Con.
Well, check this out though. Didn't y'all teach that Babylon, I mean, America, the United States of America, are going to be destroyed anyway? It's going to be burnt up.
Uh-huh.
So why y'all want
Yeah,
to?
sorry.
There's nothing wrong with getting your riches. While you living here, I understand that, but don't get your heart and affection set on staying in America, because this place is going to be, according to what Battle teacher, if I'm not mistaken, that I would like this place is going to be burned up. You don't want to be here when it's burning up.
Right.
Yeah,
This land,
It's already starting to catch. It's already starting to catch fire.
right. This land got record droughts. You know what I'm saying? They haven't had a drought here since they've been here. These white folks don't know the United States for droughts. That's not this place.
Yeah, this place is gonna end up turning into the lake of fire.
Okay, so if that's the truth, right? And we see that that's in the scriptures. Now, whether people interpret it that way, okay, that's a different story. But if you know if you know the future of something, then you're going to prepare. Okay, get all your wealth you can now, whatever you get your land. You part Native American, fine. Get some of your land, get the land or whatever. You just do you, but you cannot just focus on staying here for too long, knowing that this place is going to burn up.
Right.
God's wrath is on this place.
Well, they don't know that this place is going to burn up. These are the motherfuckers that's fighting desperately to try to to try to put out the flames to Master's house. That's all he's doing.
That's why y'all here.
When this brother Dan Calloway is saying that you are a Native American, you know what he's saying to you? He's not telling you that you need to fight the white man. He's trying to tell you that you can league up with the white man. The white man should let you be with him. You should tell the white man you have right to be right here with him. It's all about staying here with the white man.
We can't get too comfortable staying here. I don't care how much money you making and how many cars you driving.
Yeah, you better take that loss and go ahead and move you on to a better place than this one.
Right.
It ain't nothing to get that stuff back. It ain't nothing to get that stuff back.
Right, because we can go to a place that has valuable minerals, and you will have the mineral rights. That is important.
Yes.
For you to have a long-term sustainability, you have to have your own resources. You can't keep up with this planet without having resources to sustain that much people. You can't take on that large of a project without having. When I mean large of a project, I'm talking about bettering the so-called blacks. You can't take on that great of a project
let me ask you this.
without having some kind of resources that these people have claim on. Mm-hmm. That gives them a bartering leverage. They gotta have something that they can bring to the table that other people are going to want also to keep up.
Con. I want to say, because I was just thinking right now, you know what's wrong with these people that want to stay here? The reason they're trying to just receive a handout at the end of the day. Those people right there, that's all they want. All they want to do is get a handout from the white. They don't want to build up their own. They want everything to just be given to them. They don't want to work on themselves. They don't want to change their ways. They just want stuff to be given to them. As long as they acknowledge or for acknowledging that they're Native American or more or whatever, Islam. You know what I mean? They want to be included. They want to be. That's that like Battle Axe says. That's that illusion of inclusion. You know what I mean? Just because you think that you include yourself with some other people, You know what I mean? You're under the illusion that you're going to get treated the same. But you're not. You're not going to never get out of this condition that you're in. They're never going to change. They don't care what you call yourself. They're not going to change. If you ain't telling them that you're the most high chosen people, if you can't convince them that that's who you are, you can't show that without a doubt, and that you keeping the commandments, they not going to give a damn about what you're doing.
That's right. They not even going to recognize you because you ain't bringing nothing to the table.
Okay,
Fuck
look,
you bringing to the table. I'm a Negro. They taught you that.
All right. Yeah.
What you ain't bringing nothing to the table talking about, let me ride along. They already know what they want you to do. You know what I'm saying, though? They looking at you like, we don't need anybody that's going to be representing you that's going to be talking like real sense. Because in all actuality, only the smart ones know that ain't nobody fucking with you. You are where we want you to be.
So what's going on with the words that they use in aboriginals and some of them are using the word aboriginals as far as for being the original people in America. Oh, that's lies too then, right?
It's all because they know that at the end game, these people are going to have to give in and provide. One way or another. You can't get around it. And they learning that now. By having to shut down the country from a plague. They tried to avoid it. They heard us say this shit. Pay us. Give us our shit. Get us the fuck out of here. Send us home. And they was like, we ain't got to do shit. Fuck them niggas. We're going to act like them Hebrew Israelites was terrorists, matter of fact. Fuck y'all.
Can you say that again, though? Can you repeat that again? They said they gotta give in.
They're going to have to end up giving in. And paying. And they already have. They're starting to do it now. It's inevitable. They wasn't able to avoid it. Because the Most High said, no, you guys, you're going to have to start giving in. You're going to have to start breaking bread because I'm going to make you shut down your country with that plague. Wuhan, bam.
Wuhan.
Everything got shut down. Everything got, you know what I mean? Disrupted and turned upside down to where these people is like, damn, we got tripped on by God. We got to start giving in.
Praise the Almighty. And check this out. People need to know also, like y'all said, this place is gonna burn up, right? The Most High, you don't see nowhere in Scripture where the Most High said He gonna burn up Africa. Nowhere.
Well, when you look at it, like if you look at like all the fires that was going on just last year, everywhere was getting hit but Africa. When you look at Wuhan, when it was hitting, it was in everywhere but in Africa where the black people are. I ain't saying that it wasn't in certain spots. There was certain spots that got hit where those white people was at that got hit with the Wuhan. But when you look at it, it was nowhere. None of those things touched the land.
So I said that to say this to confirm what y'all saying and what Battle Axe is saying is like, why you want to pick a place? Wouldn't you want to prefer to pick a place to move to go to? That's not just it's just your rights because of the Most High gave you that right and that it gave you that inheritance. But it ain't Africa. God didn't say he gonna curse Africa and with fire and burn it up and destroy it. That curse has been put on so-called, if I'm not mistaken, only in the United States.
Right, you know?
Well, you don't want to stay here.
The Most High has set up a sanctuary. You know? He has set up a safe zone. And it's obvious. Like Akmalak just said, you can look at the fires globally. You can see it. They got a global register of the fires. There was none in Africa except for where the white folks be. Period. That's it. Everywhere else on the whole planet, it burnt up last year. There were then you look at the coronavirus. Check it out. You look at the coronavirus, same thing. Everywhere on the map, it's red. The only place where you see it red in Africa is just where the white folks be. Then you see the seismology graph, where it shows you where the earthquakes were occurring. Everywhere on the planet except for in Africa.
What about the floods and the hurricanes?
There is no floods. There is no hurricanes in Africa. There's nothing going on like that. There ain't no tornadoes. Those people don't have anything going on. Nothing. They don't know what's going on with y'all. They're looking at everybody else, knowing that the world is ending and God and that they're God's people. They're not stupid.
Hey man,
People
this
are
is
very,
powerful.
very, very spiritually inclined. They ain't never let that shit go. Like over here, they never let that shit go and traded it up for money. They never had that offer.
We're gonna have a good day tomorrow. This is just fuel for tomorrow and for the whole week. I mean, part of the rest of the week coming up. I don't know what people is searching for, but I'm searching for this. This is what I'm searching for. This is building me up because look, that's so you saying that's the safe haven, Africa. Y'all got no safety living in America, United States. Not eventually. I mean, you do now because you protected by the Creator. But I'm saying you can't stay here. He want. You got to leave. What a lot had to do. They had to leave that place.
But they don't have no safe. That's why they running around with face masks.
Yeah, it ain't safe here.
Buying up sanitizers.
Lot had to leave. Israel had to leave. So the most I can burn this place up.
But he had to send angels to talk him into it.
Well, you the angel today, trying to seeking to show the people.
It was two.
Yeah, I mean, Abdullah. Yeah, you and Abdullah.
He said two angels. Boom.
Yeah.
To sit there and tell these brothers, like, hey, man. Hey, Lot. That's who our people is. Time for y'all to dip because these are the inheritance. Lot, inheritance, same thing. Just using English.
You can't be falling for that Native American stuff, man, or that Aboriginal stuff. You can't do that.
We're the people of God's inheritance, it says. And you inherit lots of land.
Yes. Yes, Khan.
So we over here trying to tell Lot, the inheritance of God, that it's time to go be your true self. Not no damn stick rubbing, spear chucking, for real, buckskin wearing Injun. We better than that. You smarter than to believe something that dumb. If you want to say that we the black man, we powerful and we do this and this and that, and we are knowing that we are top inventors, we're top, we're actually top in all those things when it comes down to developments. We just get ripped from them things because we're not in our own land. But with that being said,
that's right.
We already know that we the people that can, that got it going. We got it going on. So why weren't these people over here advanced in the technologies that so-called black man seem to, be the main guys that has the knack on that? We the ones that got the knack on coming up with anything. I'm not saying that other people can't come up with stuff, but we just seem to be able to have just a certain knack for that. Like, man, them dudes pretty much is the best at coming up with that type of thing. They're the best at coming up with stuff. They'll come up with anything. They come up with refrigerations. Who would have ever thought about that one? How the hell can you come up with? Who would think about trying to even come up with Arctic temperatures inside of a box?
Man, hey, better as you on the road. Check this out.
And then, but then you're gonna try to say that we were the Native Americans? When you look around and these people were they were literally having Stone Age practices.
We got to get rid of that fear of dwelling and living in Africa.
Yeah, you got to.
I don't know why they're afraid. I don't know why are you afraid to go somewhere when they're offering you a way better condition than this.
I know.
You can get land, 15 acres of land for $1,500.
Right. I think
and you can build your own up.
Right. I think anybody in Chicago would have to just accept that offer and not be afraid to go to Africa. Like, you just can't be afraid to live anywhere on the planet if you are from Chicago.
Interesting point. You mentioned the word that be quiet because it's cold there. By the way,
not only is it totally uncomfortable, ain't nothing but just bullets flying by nothing just but from a dumb idiot.
Yep, all day.
Like anybody would be looking like, nah, I think that I can. Salaki, I think I could try my luck out somewhere else. I think that I'll be able to handle it.
I know
there is just no place like Chicago where they got just idiots running around just doing stupid stuff. To where the point to where anybody should be willing to try something else. If you're from Chicago, you ain't got the right to say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're from Detroit,
Milwaukee,
Indiana,
you ain't got the right to be just. Yeah, exactly. You ain't got the right to be afraid of that.
Ohio, Baltimore,
L.A.
Yeah, you ain't got the right. L.A., Bakersfield,
period.
Fresno. Right. You live in them cities, you better not tell me, hey, you afraid to go to Africa. Well, y'all get down, man. Shit. Africa gonna be afraid of you when you get there.
Yeah.
Hey man, this is international. I don't know what's the problem with people. You need to have like 500,000 views right now. Y'all need to have about 500,000 views right now. And they need to be sending some of them riches that they brag about. People like to brag about how much money they
but
make.
that ain't gonna happen. You want to know why? Because the world loves the song, man. These people, they be a part of the world, man. They don't know about One Nation Set Apart. Only few people know.
Yeah, they won't accept One Nation Set Apart, because One Nation Set Apart is the truth, and they don't want to handle that one because that's going to make them have to sacrifice some of the things that they like to do.
Yeah, their deeds are going to have to be reproved. We change people's deeds around here, man. How they get down. Well, not just, it's not us. All praise to the Most High, man. The Most High is doing it. We are the ones that's sending out that message, and we ain't respecting nobody. We don't care if you mixed or not. We don't care if you Mexican. We don't care if you Native American. We finna tell you how it is. We finna tell you, no, you're not our people. You can still keep the commandments, though. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's a certain position that you fulfill in the kingdom.
Man, these people.
You know what I mean? That's what we do around here.
They need to put money in all our accounts every week, really every day, because the Most High says, you really going to pay people for work every day. You see that people don't talk about that much either. But what I'm saying is these countries and governments have to give us. They need to give us our money every day, every week, every month, and make sure we got whatever passports or whatever we need to get. Pay for that too. Make it easy, make it convenient. We ride about this place. We ride on. Wait a minute. Son, what was that? Isaiah 58. It says something about the heights of what? Heights of.
He'll cause you to ride upon the high places of the
high
earth.
Places of Jacob.
Hey man, that's talking about Africa. Because that's the high places, right?
That's the high places of the earth.
The high places of the earth. That's Africa. That's Africa.
That's the heritage of Jacob. He said he'll feed you with that.
Oh hell, yeah, y'all just help me out.
Jacob and cause you to ride upon the high places of the earth.
Yeah.
That's Africa.
Okay, ride up on the high. Man, that's talking. We ride on the high places of the earth is what? But where that at? High places of the earth.
That'll be the place that where you can obtain the highest economic position.
Oh man.
And you see that it happened before with Mansa Musa. That was the richest man that ever lived.
Other than Solomon.
Exactly. I think Solomon was the wisest man that ever lived. I don't know if he was
Who
a
was that
rich.
dude's name? Haile Selassie or some shit?
Huh?
Haile
Okay,
Selassie?
okay. That's,
No, Mansa
He
Musa.
was. Oh.
Mansa Musa was so rich that he
Oh yeah, that's the
toppled.
richest person in the world. Yeah.
Right.
The richest man in the world, and he was black.
He was black in Africa from Timbuktu.
Khan.
Brother went
yep.
around giving away so much gold that Egypt's gold devalued to nothing.
Dang.
Man, this is powerful. Sometimes I get speechless.
Yeah, man. That right
Yeah.
there is how Africa has its economic capabilities. Africa has the potential to whoever can control it as one entity,
Mm-hmm.
governmental entity,
Mm-hmm.
would be the richest in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Mm-hmm. I like what you said earlier to somebody. You said this book is an African book or Israelite book, aka Israelite book. It's
African book. Right.
yeah,
That's what I said.
it's not a lot of people is trying to even black people is trying to make it seem like this is a Caucasian book, but it's not.
No, it's not. It's an
It's not a
African book.
Caucasian book.
It's not a Middle Eastern book. It's not
Yes,
a Eurasian book.
right.
It's not even an Asiatic book.
We're not
Not an
Asiatics.
Afro-Asiatic. It's not
Right.
Afro-Asiatic.
Right.
It's
Hey man,
solely, it's an African book.
y'all are demolishing all these ideologies. Asiatic, African Asiatic, black. What that nation is, Islam? Y'all, the Moors. I'm like, man, y'all are tripping. Y'all want to keep our
Yeah,
people in box.
oh yeah,
Keep our
them
people
dudes
in
don't
box.
have any answers.
No, man, they the masters and the scholars that the scriptures talk about.
They
They're the
just
masters and
impressed
scholars.
because
They voided
with that stuff.
information.
They just impressed with Egyptology because that's supposed to be something that so-called somebody black then you know what I'm saying has done, and it was a mystery or something that was great. That's the only thing. They're just impressed with that. So they try to associate themselves the best that they can because once again, they're desperate. They're in desperate need to run from themselves. Some of these people is suffering from the Willie Lynch syndrome so bad that they run from themselves, and that leads them to draw illogical conclusions, like I'm an Egyptian or you're the actual natives of America. You see this picture of this man with straight hair?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of your forefathers.
Hey, man. Hey, they took us.
That's nuts. Hey man, you have to be crazy to believe something like that. That's the best word I can use. If you sit there and you let somebody convince you that you stem from them, you're insane.
Yeah, you're insane. You're insane.
You're
And
like, no,
it started off
I'm
with
not them.
grandma. Started off with grandma and great grandma. Because grandma and
Talk about I'm Indian. All of a sudden, when you become Indian,
grandma and great grandma hated themselves way more than you can imagine. They hated themselves twice as much as we hate ourselves today.
That's
They were,
profound.
they were getting slapped upside their heads, denying
yeah,
birthright,
they didn't
stuff
want to
like
be
that
black.
for being who they was. Right now,
Look,
all they doing is just flashing a bunch of white girls with flowing hair on screen,
mm-hmm.
and that right there is driving our sisters nuts. Imagine you was getting bopped upside your head for having that kinky hair.
Mm-hmm.
You're really gonna be saying some radical things to your children, especially if you got the nerve to convince somebody of it. You see that hair? We Native American. In other words, don't just think that you just all black. It ain't as bad as it looks. It ain't as bad as it looks. What? There's something that you can hang on to feel better about what you don't like, what you see in the mirror. Like what I don't like when I see in the mirror. I ain't tripping off of my like what the fuck? Nigga, I didn't cut my hair down low and you know what I mean? Rub them on down with some grease and put a cap on top of that, and my hair's gonna do something that can't nobody hair do. What you talking about?
Look, and you know, Native American. So I
Our
don't
hair
even know.
really does what we tell it to do.
Right, I
It's a
can
hair.
sit
We
there and
got
just
the hairdo.
I can sit here and just let it grow out, don't touch it at all, and it's just gonna just do stuff by itself.
Look, in the
And I don't
land,
mean tell. I mean like if we make it go into a certain way, it's gonna stay in that way that we make it. That's what I mean.
Right, and I ain't gonna be
you know,
stinking either. My hair ain't gonna. I ain't gonna just be walking around stinking in a day.
not in one
To
day,
where
no.
I gotta use high chemicalized shampoos and things to try to mask the stench.
Look, you got see the Native Americans too. Where you see in scripture, I don't see nowhere in scripture where this is called the land of milk and honey. They had us thinking, they had me thinking. I know the way they talked about this country, I thought this was the land of milk and honey. I thought this was the promised land. This ain't even the problem. This ain't the land of milk and honey that the scriptures is talking about. This is not the
What
land
part?
flowing with milk and honey.
Where's the golden diamonds at?
This even Brazil, I mean South America. These are not the lands or North America, Canada. In Canada, this is not the land that the scriptures are talking about that's flowing with milk and honey. That was a lie. These folks done lied.
This country doesn't have a wide variety of fruits and vegetables that is indigenous to this land. This land doesn't have a large variety of animal life that's indigenous and unique to this land.
Good point too. Well,
This land doesn't have anything cracking. This is the waste place.
see, we want to thrive here, but the Most High said, you know, when you were talking about in Isaiah 58, we're gonna thrive in our homeland. That's where we're gonna really thrive. We can thrive here to a certain extent, but we can't get to like you say, our highest potential until we get back in Africa, in the proper places in Africa as well.
Right. You know, that's real.
Yo,
That, you know, when people have that concept of dying and going in heaven, that right there keeps the rich interested. All right.
Yeah, that's deception, man.
But if you knew, but that's why, you know, the Messiah is coming to save, and it says to the rich, you already received your constellation. You already received your consolation. You already got what is to be issued. That's why it makes a whole lot more sense to bring this word to those that is without, because they're going to actually have faith in what it's saying. They're going to have reliance on the promises. But if you bring this to somebody that already has their own land, that already has their own country and their own system is set up to where their people already work harmoniously.
Oh man.
This book is relevant. It's irrelevant.
No. Right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Because they like, we don't need this. We got what we got our portion.
Yeah, that explains the reason why there's false religions and things set up and all that. Because in all actuality, this book is irrelevant to the rich. It's irrelevant to the sane. They ain't even addressing that. It's literally just addressing the so-called black man.
Okay, I got a question before I forget. Right, it is. It's addressing the Israelites, the so-called black men, the Negroes. That's definitely correct.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
don't burn your Bibles, people. Don't throw them away.
That's right.
Don't throw away your Tanakhs and Torahs either, or the Book of Jasher and all those other books that we need and that's helpful. But I was going. The question is, so now if this country's going to burn up Akmalak or Battle X, whoever know the answer, what's going to happen to the Mexicans? Because I don't see them trying to leave. I see them trying
They're
to.
gonna they're gonna go back to Mexico.
So is he going to burn up Mexico too?
Mexico is going. It's not gonna be burnt up, but it ain't going to be stable as it is.
Okay, so
It's already
South America.
unstable, kind of. You know what I mean? In a lot of places, not saying that they don't have resources and things like that out there,
I know, but
but like
Mexico,
you know,
was,
a lot of
Texas is
places
for
is
your part.
bad out there.
But didn't Texas be something used to be a part of Mexico? I'm saying. So like, is he going to burn up all of North America or just part of it?
All of North America is going to get blacked out. Most of America would be burned.
Okay, are we
Generally,
talking about what about South America? What about
to be generally speaking, yeah, all of America will burn up.
so you talking about this whole continent over here on this
Yeah,
side?
this place is going to be a wasteland.
The whole continent, even the
Yeah, the whole
islands,
Western Hemisphere.
Brazil.
Like with the smoke in the air, like they be showing you in the movies, how like the sky is kind of like smoky in the doomsday movies, and like the sun doesn't shine through. It's cold. That's how it's going to be.
Well, what's gonna happen to the people that's originally from here, or that was from this here?
The
That's
Native
like the
Americans and stuff,
yeah. What's gonna happen to
and
them?
the Mexicans and all that,
Yeah,
they're gonna have to fend for themselves.
I'm saying if it's gonna get burnt up, they gotta hide somewhere, right?
They're gonna have to fend for. It's gonna be like the Book of Eli.
Oh, they're gonna have to hide and stuff. They're gonna have to go on the ground possibly,
They're gonna have
so
to be
they
doing
won't get.
all that stuff. It's gonna be rapes. It's gonna be mass rapes, mass death. It's gonna be cannibalism. It's gonna be like the doomsday movies.
Yeah, because it's not gonna be that much food if it get burned up,
Right,
unless they store it in a bunker or
right.
something.
It's gonna be some survivors, but they're gonna be living on in a living hell.
Why is he judging Japhet like that? And Japhet is because he was one with working with Esau, or
He just judges every nation. He doesn't care about them. He doesn't care about their names or anything.
mm, they just at the wrong place at the wrong time, huh?
That's why they just called the heathens. There's
they
nothing
they
special about any of them.
they could be at the wrong place at the wrong time and get
Right.
burnt up, man. Hey
You
man,
know, the Most High, deals with it the same way. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'll be dealing with it the same way the Most High deals with it. When people want to talk about people with squinted eyes, you Chinese. Like why? Because I don't give a damn about you enough to start trying to decipher one from another. That's not even important. In the same way, that's how the Most High does that. When he generalizes everybody else that's not Israelite just as a heathen. It's like heathen. Like why are you like I'm not going to sit here and try to play technical. Heathens is getting tripped on. I'm mad at heathens. You know what I'm saying?
that's right.
It's ain't none of these ain't none of these people special. Nobody gives a damn about Japheth. Why the Most High gonna uh uh do something to Japheth and rest of them because they all got something coming. Everybody got something coming. It's called the end of the world. You know, the last days. Not Israel's last days, not Esau's last days. The. That means when you said the, that just means everybody. Last days,
Huh.
system change. one way or another. System change, reboot. That's it. We're on a new operating system. We going from Windows to Linux. That's what it's going to be. Mexico still will be Mexico, just like United States landmass will still be a United States landmass. But it's just going to be mayhem going on within it. And the only people that we're going to be inviting is going to be people that's going to be bringing something to the table. And it's going to be ambassadors that's going to be in representation, that's going to be representing their kings and the tributaries that they offer. While over here, the Mexicans, the stupid Arabs that came over here, retarded Chinese that came up over here, and them dumb, and some of the dumb Negroes that want to stay.
Some of the Africans, some of the Hamites that came over here too.
I just bottled them up with the Negroes too.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say so-called black people because I ain't got time to be trying to decipher them either.
Right. I
Because at
understand
the end of
on
the
that.
day, if they're gonna, if they're gonna be around us, I'm gonna be able to identify them. I'm like, wait a minute, wait. Like, brother, you came from Africa, didn't you? You're like, oh yeah, man, my bad. I know. And I okay, all right. Like, you know damn well you ain't leveled up over here. We're gonna move you out of this house and we're gonna put you over here. And then it'd be just that simple.
Oh man, these folks, they got something. There's something coming, man. I just want to be ready. It's something coming that's gonna be good for the Israelites. Too bad for the heathen, though.
Right.
The unrepentant heathen is in trouble.
The unrepentant heathen is done. Yes, he you know, if they were smart, they'll just try to go on ahead and just try to compromise with us.
Hey man, they need to stop being selfish with their wealth and their riches. They need to stop being selfish because the Creator don't like them doing that. So if they don't
No,
gonna
because
get
it ain't
there,
even their riches. It's ours.
yeah. So he gonna take it away from them.
That was
That's
ours.
cool. You don't
It's
want to. You don't
rightfully
want
ours.
to. You don't want to give to God's people. All right, I'm gonna take it from you. I'm gonna make you do it. He'll make them do it then.
He's gonna make them do it.
Because Israel didn't leave Egypt broke when they was in Egypt with Moses. They didn't leave out of there with nothing.
Correct. He's already talking about giving them $2,000. Giving all black people, well, pretty much poor people, but all the so-called black people about to get that $2,000 every month for a year. They're calling it the restoration package or some shit like that.
Okay.
Or a restoration proposal. It's Biden's plan on how to get the economy back within a year. That plan involves $2,000 payments and $3,600 payments for every child monthly.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what? Come on, man. That's like $100. Sounds like $100,000, man, to some people.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be well more than capable of leaving this country and trying something else.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you leave before this place burns up.
Mm-hmm. We got to do that before it burns.
Yeah, you gotta, you know what I mean? It's blackjack. You gotta do that blackjack. You gotta know when to stay. And be like, no,
Yeah.
you stay right here. I don't want you to draw another card. Basically, I'm not gonna wait for you guys to give out. I mean, another incident for you guys to give out money. I don't think that you guys are gonna probably ever just say, hey, Negroes, all go to the Social Security office, line up. We got a check for you. $50 million bucks. But if you give money to a fool and he still doesn't have no money, it's probably because he wasn't, I'll say, qualified to be somebody with money. The scripture says, what helps does it do to give a wise man, to give a fool money in his hands if he had never had a mind to buy wisdom?
Yeah, we
So,
dealing
so,
with the
so,
fountain of living water
right. So with that being said, though, we got to be smart. You know,
for
you
sure.
gotta, you gotta, you gotta, you gotta not be so solely reliant off of catering, off of catership, being ushered. You're gonna have to probably add some problem, some problem thinking, and some critical thought to the times that you're in. Determine where you are at in the scriptures. Determine what it says in the scriptures.
So the men that we know of today, they haven't really been here like a lot of these scientists say for thousands, 100, 200, 500,000 years, have they? I'm talking about the ones that's living of today. They don't trace back no 5,000 years. I don't care what you know what I'm saying? It's like
No, they don't trace back that far.
they're trying to lie and say we've been on this planet for 200,000 years on this earth.
Huh?
Yeah, they're trying to say that we've been on this earth for 200,000 years and we just 300,000 years. I'm like, man, y'all can't even fathom. That's can you even think about that type of time span? Adam ain't that old, is he? Adam is not no 200, 500,000, a million years old. I don't know. I just don't. I ain't rolling with that, man. But good build, man. Good build. Peace to everybody. Love the truth.
My bad. I had to step out. What happened? Where everybody go? All right, we here. Nation's Telegram. I guess we're gonna cut it out on this one and start up a new one a little bit later on. Then.
Hey, was I unmuted the whole time?
Yeah,
Or
you was on
muted?
mute. Yep.
Oh,
I ain't hear nothing.
damn. Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
All right, man.
Then we're
Miranda.
gonna end this one.
Yeah, everybody gone. Well, he
What
was asking.
happened?
I don't know. I just had to pause because my girl was saying something.
Yeah, I was talking to Beck at that time. Yeah, Ten Commandments be bouncing out when he think nobody paying attention. He be like, "No, y'all ain't paying attention. I'm gone."
Oh, good. Okay. All right, man. Well, Miranda, man. Shalom by yacht. Hallelujah.
So
Oh.
one by y'all, man. Yeah, Salakia, Ten Commandments, man. I had some problems too. I was talking to my wife about some stuff that happened over here. But yeah,
Oh yeah, it was
all
a
right.
pleasure. It was a pleasure. All praise to the Most High, man.
Although
My
y'all,
people, man. Don't fall for that Dane Calloway stuff. That stuff right there is just gonna throw you off. And that's all
yeah.
it is. It's just to sit there and mess you up and to make it to where you get less acknowledgement and less reparations, less
And you
everything.
gotta realize that dude, he's not even saying that all black people are Native Americans. He's only saying some. So you got to
Right.
realize that this nigga's not even saying black people are. not even saying that shit. So don't fall for that shit.
Don't fall for that. Be smart. Stay on your toes. Be realistic. And don't and one thing, your eyes don't lie. Come on now. All praises to the Most High.
Oh, they got some
Bahashan Yahweh
Israelites
Shah
in the queue.
Hamashiach. Maranatha.
Shalom, shalom.
Ak finna has battle axe. Ak Malak Torah.
God.
Brother Ayala, 10 Commandments. One nation set apart. Don't forget to
That's right.
subscribe. Hit that bell. And you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to support and help us get out this ministry, put out this work, y'all can hit up that Cash App. It's $ Battle Axe finna has, all one word. And we
God.
out. Ak Malak Torah.